The Wild Wild West.
Yes.
Yo. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
Chilling, man. Hanging out. hanging out.
What
hanging
the
out.
fuck, dude? We're here
I'm
with
in great, I'm,
Nick
in a, I'm
Bryant.
just in a silly mood. I'm in a very silly
wacky
mood.
man today.
I'm a wacky man. I'm in a very light mood.
Well,
I just read. Did you ever read Thomas Merton before?
I have read Thomas Merton.
I finished his book, Seven Story Mountain.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
what's it about?
Oh, it's about this guy who becomes a Trappist monk and how his whole journey, like, basically, kind of draft dodged, honestly. He was facing World War II, and he was like, maybe
actually,
I
I'm a monk.
will become.
I'm actually a monk.
And he's pretty clear about it. He was like, I was just going to check it out, and they're like, we'll give you one more month to get your affairs in order. And he's like, yeah, monk it is. And his brother went actually and died as a pilot, and he wrote a very beautiful poem for his brother at the end of the book.
Oh, damn.
It's about his like brother's dead body that's just charred up in the middle of some field.
Jesus
Pretty
Christ.
great. It's a beautiful book, though.
Yeah.
Very nice.
He embraced Eastern philosophy
Yeah.
and Buddhism, and he was like the first major religious heavyweight in the West to do that. So that his writings are actually still pretty popular.
Yeah. So either way, that's why I'm in a very light mood. I finished it last
Buoyant.
night.
Thomas Merton has made you buoyant.
It has.
All
He's lifted me above just this absolute terrible society that we're all trapped in.
Well, I'm sure our discussion will bring you back down to earth.
Yeah,
and,
let's talk Diddy.
Put you in the seventh circle of Dante's Inferno.
Yeah. So you did a deep dive on the diddler himself.
P. Diddy, yes. You know, it's kind of interesting. I like to stick to facts.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been watching people talk about P. Diddy, and some guy says this, and there's just been this rabid speculation. And then I think I've even seen the Illuminati, that he's part of the Illuminati or something like that.
That's Jay-Z.
And yes. And so I decided to take a deep dive into P. Diddy. I got his lawsuits, the 5 lawsuits that were pending against him. I read them. And 2 of those lawsuits were initiated by women who were minors at the time. I mean, he was really into roofing young girls.
Yeah.
And molesting them. And one of the girls that he roofied, he took video of him doing a Bill Cosby on her, and then showed it to a bunch of his friends after. And so he's kind of a nasty piece of work. But all his homes were equipped with hidden cameras.
Yeah. Remind you of anyone?
Yeah, really.
So people are comparing him to Epstein. Now, it's going to be interesting because I believe that he's going to take the fall for a lot.
You think he's going down?
I think he's going to take the fall for a lot of people because there are, I mean, he was
very unlike Diddy, though. He let Shine go to.
True. Well, actually, that was like almost like a real trial. Yeah. I think this one's going to be very carefully choreographed, and some other, like maybe his sons may go down. I mean, his sons seem to be rapists too. So it's kind of interesting. But where the 2 interconnect, it's kind of, which is what I found out is Damian Williams is the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. And he was the one that covered up the Epstein trial. Mm-hmm. His district oversaw that investigation, and they only called 4 witnesses. And those victims had only been molested by Epstein and Maxwell. They didn't call any witnesses that were molested by any of the power brokers that Epstein was pandering to.
Is this the original trial where they sealed it, or his most recent one?
No, the last one.
Okay,
actually, Maxwell's trial.
Gotcha.
He was going to prosecute Epstein too, but Epstein, his death kind of precluded that.
True, yeah.
But yes, that trial was totally choreographed, and it was a total fix. I mean, Maxwell should have been indicted on multiple counts of child trafficking. And the procurers should have been, they could have done a RICO with it, where you get the procurers, you indict them on 10 counts of child trafficking, they're looking at 1,000 years, and then they roll over on the big fish. And that did not happen in that case at all. They kept it very tight, and only Maxwell was the one that went down. Now, that guy is the guy, and because it's kind of strange that P. Diddy's homes in LA and Miami were the ones that were searched, but that search warrant emanated from the Southern District of New York, Damian Williams. So he's taking the helm of the P. Diddy
he's in
case.
control of all. Yeah, that's
And
kind of nuts.
So that's why I know that the fix is in with P. Diddy. But this is also interesting. Damian Williams went to Yale Law School on a grant from the Soroses.
What?
And where it gets a little interesting is Peter Soros, their kid, is in Epstein's black book, and he's circled twice. Now, being circled incriminates you because the house manager who ripped off the black book circled all the people that he thought were in cahoots with Epstein, and Peter Soros is circled twice. So that's kind of a conflict of interest, but I don't think that really matters.
So why are the penalties so low? She got 20 years, right, for trafficking kids?
Yeah.
Because if you look up, you hear about guys musting kids. They get out a lot of times. Like did you see the Nickelodeon thing?
Yeah.
Well, they would get out after like
Pickle
6
Boy?
Yeah, Pickle Boy. They would do.
Pickle
Why?
Boy.
How is the
Free
law
my man
set up?
Pickle Boy, dude. Free
right,
my
dude.
man Pickle Boy.
Roof him, dude. Put him under the jail, dude.
Yeah, he's back.
How is it that the penalties are only like 6 years for that versus like you would think like
Dude, we watched Zodiac last night. The alleged Zodiac killer,
yeah.
Lee Allen or whatever.
Yeah.
He got in the middle of being the Zodiac, allegedly.
Yeah.
He got arrested working at a school for molesting children. He went to jail for like 3 years.
Yeah, why is the penalty so low for that?
Got out, went right back to writing Zodiac letters and killing people. Anyway,
Jerk.
yeah, you get like 10 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I have no idea why the law is set up that way. You would think, like, I always say, like, who would you rather live next to, and that should be the law. How long you go to jail for? Pedophiles, 100 years. 100
Well, I
years.
mean, it's
Not 4.
it's a 15 to life sentence. So I'm sure that if you're living in a trailer park and you molest a girl, that they'll put you away for life.
Yeah.
But it's a little different with the people that run our world, I guess.
Or it's a life sentence to live with your mom. I think that's the life sentence. Life sentence, your mother's basement for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you gotta go home.
I would off myself
grounded.
before that happened.
You just get grounded, I guess, if you're a pedophile. But yeah, that's crazy. Maxwell was like, she was famous for it. You'd think they'd make an example out of her for a long time. You were saying she's in a dormitory now?
She's in a dormitory. And the dormitories are generally for people that have done time and been exemplary prisoners and are about to get out. But she's right in a dormatory now.
That's
so
crazy.
And she got how many years?
she got 20 years.
Do you think how many of those do you think she's serving?
Well, in the Fed system, I mean, not that this is going to really count.
Yeah.
In the Fed system, you've got to do 85% of your time. So she should end up doing like 27 years or 17 years.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, she kept her mouth shut, and she's got a lot of money that's waiting for her. And I think that was kind of the deal. This is just my opinion. My surmise is
Yeah.
they sat Maxwell down. They said, Ghislaine, you've done some really good stuff for us. You've enabled us to blackmail a lot of people. But, if you keep your mouth shut, you won't end up like Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, you're going to have to do some time, but then you're going to have lots of money when you get out.
Yeah, maybe she'll have her own like Target line. She'll have like home goods Target line. Buy Ghislaine Maxwell.
I was thinking, I don't know if Target would stoop that. Maybe Walmart should have her own Walmart line.
True.
I'm a Minnesotan, and Target began in Minnesota.
True,
So
true.
I have kind of
My
a
bad.
special affinity
Excuse
for. Although what's kind of strange is I think Walmart and Target are kind of a jump ball, but as far as like quality and service and things like that. But people in New York actually have Target bags. It's almost chic to have like a Target bag. I've never ever seen a Walmart bag, someone using a Walmart bag in New York.
Yeah, they'll walk around. Usually they're homeless if they're walking around
Yeah, if
with
you
a
got the Walmart bag, things
That
aren't
is
going
not,
well.
yeah, that's not a Louis Vuitton purse by any means.
Well, actually, I saw a homeless guy in New York a couple of weeks ago. He had like 8 Target bags.
No.
So
he was doing well.
homeless chic. Yeah.
Well, so the Diddy thing, you think Diddy's go? I wonder. I don't think Diddy thinks he's gonna go down.
Where do you get that?
I just think about it because it's like, because they were saying like, well, they were like, he could just flee the country, but I was like, I don't think he thinks he's going to
Somebody just told me that. They're like, Matt said he doesn't think he's going down. I was like, is Matt fucking talking to him?
No, I'm just saying like, because otherwise you think he would flee. But if he's, I don't know.
I think he is. I think the boys got him.
He invented the remix, dude. You think he's not going down?
Now that's a valid point.
Because otherwise, he has the means to. He's a flight risk. He could take off.
I would think that there's a eye in the sky on P. Diddy.
You think it's like, okay, that makes sense.
I think the people that raided his house are
true.
pretty powerful.
True.
I think they got a good location on that guy.
Yeah.
Like, we know you got blackmail stuff. That's what I heard. I heard they raided the house to get the
blackmail material.
Yeah.
I mean, the same thing happened with Epstein, where they drilled his safe and they pulled out hundreds of DVDs.
What?
And I've done freedom of information requests on. I didn't, of course, want the DVDs because who knows, what licentious, nefarious things they're filled with. But I did ask for reports on the DVDs.
I've been having a tough time getting Pornhub down here. I might need the Epstein DVDs.
The box set.
The box set, dude. Get the portable DVD player going in the bathroom.
Well, if I ever get the DVDs, I'll
toss me the good ones. Toss me the good ones.
So
scrub the bad stuff and
get rid of the bad stuff.
It's kind of funny. When Epstein died, the Fed said the case was closed.
Yeah.
So then I put in a FOIA for the reports. And then they said the case is ongoing.
Oh, really?
And then I did it again. I don't know, about 3 months ago. And then again, they said the case is ongoing. I mean, the guy's in the ground and rotting, but the case is ongoing. So
trying to see that Stephen Hawking. So I'm trying to see him
Stephen Hawking fucking.
That would have been tough.
Reverse forward. Just
back that thing up, dude.
Maybe
back it up, Terry.
Hawkins might know some stuff about physics that we don't have a clue about.
True.
So, yeah.
True.
You never know.
Sexually, he could
get
a little wormhole going.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. So Diddy, I know who was implicated in Diddy's was Cuba Gooding Jr. got hit pretty hard. Everyone thinks Meek Mill was involved just because he was like, they named basically his circumstances. But what was like the worst one? Because I knew he had the case against Cassie. That you're saying he had the underage people. Then there was
Little Rod.
Little Rod. That was the most fascinating one.
That was the last one. And Little Rod, I mean, it's kind of interesting because they've done 3 addendums. His attorneys have done 3 addendums to his initial statement. And each one is getting more salacious and nefarious.
Because the first one was pretty bad. That was
the
first Little Rod with Cuba Gooding?
What's that?
Yes.
Was he the one that Cuba got?
Yeah. Cuba got him.
More like Cuba batting,
sure.
if you ask me.
It's kind of interesting on that link that I sent you. It's
Come on, this is all I got.
The link that I sent you, it was Diddy and his kid Justin took a rapper. We only know the guy's name is G, and took him into the bathroom, and then multiple shots rang out, and then the door opened, and G just happened to be bleeding from his abdomen, and Diddy told Jones, don't say I had anything to do with this, and I got to leave and take off. And then Jones was taken out. It was at Diddy's studio. Jones was taken out of the studio, and the cops were called. And I've got a news article that says that G was shot outside the studio. But Jones took pictures of the bathroom.
Of the blood in the bathroom.
And
I saw that.
There's a bunch of blood in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I think that shooting people, that's probably against the law too. It's hard. But Diddy's head of security, Fahim Muhammad, he was head of security for Michael Jackson. So there's a dude that knows how to keep secrets. And according to Jones, he's a fixer. He's really tied into the LAPD. And what's really interesting with that is, Michael Jackson was getting prescription drugs from all over, and he was using pseudonyms like Josephine Baker, and I think Jack London was one of them. But then Fahim Williams or Fahim Muhammad's name is right there as far as one of the people that was providing Jackson with drugs. And nothing happened to Muhammad. The doctor had some problems that was prescribing them, but nothing happened to Fahim Muhammad. So, and Jones maintains that he's like a superlative adept fixer, that he's got connections in the LAPD that can make, he said, that can make either problems or people go away.
Damn. I think Diddy got too pumped on Empire. I think that might have been what happened. He might have watched Empire too many times. Dude. Freaked out.
Shoot a guy in the stomach in front of your son. Like, this is our empire.
Well, the son's busted. I heard the son is like for sure getting busted on one of the things.
Well, the last lawsuit is against the son.
Yeah.
And it was Diddy rented a yacht, and some woman said that she had been molested. That the woman, Diddy's implicated because the woman said that Diddy set up a environment where these workers were going to get molested, and this woman
put him on a yacht.
Yeah, put him on a yacht. There's no way to go.
Yeah,
it's the implication.
Damn. Well, Diddy's going down. You heard it first. I didn't know. I was like, maybe they don't have enough solid stuff on him. So just a lot of it is like a lot of hearsay. But yeah, it seems like he's gonna go to jail. He's gonna go there.
I think he's getting Epstein.
Kells is out, but Kells, Diddy. Damn. Well, think he's gonna get killed?
Yeah, probably, right? If he does,
I don't know. They're gonna probably give him the Ghislaine Maxwell talk. Well, did some bad things, and it all depends upon who he's compromising people for, because there's enough information that his homes had hidden cameras that I actually believe that his homes had hidden cameras. So I just don't think that he was blackmailing people for himself.
Yeah.
Now, what's really interesting is the guy that he started Bad Boy Records with is Clive Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And Clive Davis has an interesting criminal history. He was charged with not paying his taxes in 71, 72, and 73. He was head of CBS Records. And he was busted embezzling $94,000 from CBS Records. And the guy that he was using was a Genovese crime family named Pasquale Falcone. And how they intersected with, this is kind of interesting, how they intersected with Davis is Falcone was smuggling 22 pounds of heroin into the United States. And then they started looking at Falcone, and then they saw that he was doing these illegalities with Clive Davis. And then he also shelled out $250,000 for payola. That's giving kickbacks to radio stations, which is totally illegal. Yeah. But he did all these things, Clive Davis, he did all these things, and he walked. The dude never spent a day in jail.
Oh, then he teamed up with the Diddler. That makes sense.
And then he came out with the Diddler.
The feds said,
yeah, that was the connection.
We need you. We need the Diddler.
Damn.
So you've got it's an interesting alchemy right now with P. Diddy. You've got his head of security, who is a fixer, who knows how to keep secrets about child abuse. You've got Clive Davis, who has been busted on innumerable things and felonies and not spend a day in jail. And then you've got a U.S. attorney that likes to cover up child abuse. So it's a pretty interesting alchemy to see how those things all turn out.
What do you think about Jay-Z? Nothing on him yet at all?
There's a lot of innuendo about this person or that person. Like Diddy says when he was sued by his girlfriend Cassandra, Cassie Ventura. According to Jones, he says, well, I've got enough leverage on Bishop T.D. Jakes to get him to go to bat for me and say I'm a good guy and nice guy. And now Bishop T.D. Jakes, he's got a real estate empire. I mean, he's got a mega church in Dallas, but he's got like a real estate empire. And now one person on Twitter said that he's gay. So then the next thing, everybody in the news
That's
saying,
pretty good, though.
yeah,
If
and
you
he's
only
got,
have-
and he's blackmailing TD Jakes because he likes little boys,
Yeah.
or whatever. So,
One guy calling you gay on Twitter. That might be the straightest guy on earth.
and the person said, well, it's right there on Twitter.
Yeah.
So now here's a guy that's worth millions of dollars, and he just did a deal with Wells Fargo that could be up to $1 billion in housing. So, and he's a preacher, which his being a media mogul and also a real estate baron, it seems a little at odds with preaching. I mean, not when you get to the evangelical side and you're on television, I guess not.
Yeah, mega church mega churches are like basically businesses and stuff where you can, you just get a guy and be like, yo, fund me. I'm going to start 10 more of these things.
I got to meet Jim and Tammy Baker once. Not really the highlight of my life, but it was interesting. A friend of mine was an Herbalife distributor, and the feds busted him.
What? For what?
Dispensing Herbalife, marijuana.
Oh, he wasn't actually Herbalife, yeah.
This is before, I used to call it Herbalife now, but that reference is kind of lost.
He used to dispense Herbalife.
There was actually something called Herbalife.
I benefited financially.
There was actually something called Herbalife, but you guys are too young to know about that. When you get old and crusty like me, there's a lot of references.
I remember Herbalife. The guys, there was this couple that would stand in the back of the church, and they had pins that said "Lose weight now, ask me how," and they would stand in the back of the church.
At Catholic church? Yeah. Get them out of there. They're selling their wares.
I know. I almost flipped. They had tables.
You gotta
I
flip
flipped
the
them.
tables.
But yeah, it was this couple, and they had the guy with like a skinny guy with a mustache and the lady with 80s hair, and they were just standing in the back, and they looked great. I'll be honest. They were both
good.
looking pretty slender.
Yeah.
So a buddy of mine,
Instagram. You had to just go stand in public and go,
Lose
I
weight
know
now."
secrets. There's secret drugs you can take. Everything will be better.
It was just a veteran, probably. Yeah.
try crystal meth.
Yeah.
You lose
An
weight.
Herbalife together, you will lose weight. So I was visiting a buddy of mine in the federal prison in Rochester, Minnesota, which is kind of like a club fed. A lot of mafia guys end up there. And when you visit someone, at least in this prison, they put you in a little group and then they escort you across this courtyard. And I was in the same group as Tammy Faye. And she looked like, she does when she's live, she looks like maybe an Avon train wreck or something like that. I mean, she's definitely putting on her makeup with a trowel.
Yeah.
And I wondered why Jim Baker got, he was originally like 100 years or something. I mean, it was appealed and got knocked down, and she got nothing. But when I met them both, so I was talking to my buddy, and
what they did, they were like a mega. What do they do?
Well, they had a mega church, and
they got arrested.
Well, he got arrested for embezzling and all kinds of other things. Right. And he was building like a born again. Damn. Yeah, there we go. There's
Tammy. Like a secretary from the Drew Carey show.
Yeah, it really is, dude. It's exactly that. That's crazy. Cleveland rocks.
So I was visiting my buddy, and then she came and sat next to Jim, and I was sitting next to my buddy, and he had this sinister grin on his face. I mean, there was something kind of malignant about him. And what I felt about Tammy was, if you wanted to go to the bathroom, you had to go up to like this desk, and they'd give you a key, and then, and I watched her go up to this desk, and the only thing I could think of, and I'm not trying to be disparaging here,
sure,
but the only thing I could think of is she's really a fucked up person. I mean, that's really what I felt.
Honest.
I mean, and he's sinister. And now he's got his own evangelical show again.
Oh, he got out, and now he's back to
Yeah.
the same thing. So what was her deal, though? Was she there just to visit him?
To
Was it
visit
like
him,
a-
yeah.
She's
And
gonna
she
dump out.
ultimately,
Herbalife.
Yeah.
Just dumped out some Herbalife.
Did they get conjugals? Did he get conjugals in there? Maybe he was smiling. 'cause he was about to get
conjugals
some
got.
pussy.
I don't think there's any more conjugals left.
They don't do
at
that
this
anymore?
point. Not that I'm aware of. I mean,
That's
of
too
course,
bad.
prisoners have their own conjugal thing,
True.
but
True that.
of a certain stripe. But well, so Jim Bakker's got his own show now, and you would think with all that scandal. And I was also told that Jim. I probably shouldn't say this because it is derogatory and defaming, but I was told that Jim spent a lot of time on his knees when he was in prison.
Really?
Praying.
Yeah.
Damn, who told you that?
Some people that were that did time with him.
Damn.
So
Probably, I mean, his enthusiasm was probably great.
True.
so now that I know these,
You got to take it out. Come out of this.
so now that I know these
demon
things
out of
about
this
Jim,
Just anointing himself with the chrism, dude.
Running around after he gets the facial.
That is insane. I mean, again, I know what you're saying. You don't want to implicate yourself in any kind of negative smearing, but as just a joke, it's very funny for a mega church pastor to be pulling it out of guys in prison.
well,
Say your name, demons.
Be out.
Be gone from this man. Oh, Lord. Oh.
mega church pastors get into a lot of those problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all freaks.
Yeah, it's and I feel sorry for the people that believe in them and then ultimately end up giving them tons of money. And
Yeah.
there was an article. It was either Time or Newsweek did an article because Jim Bakker would go out with all these prostitutes, and then he would have them
Baker's
do stuff. And
Yeah.
you know, and there was one prostitute that said, I've got 2 kids, and I wouldn't let them near that guy. So, and here he
Damn.
is preaching to millions of people every Sunday.
Really? She was like, he was too,
I guess he's got some aberrations.
some requests.
Time magazine and or Newsweek, I can't remember which one, really didn't delineate on those aberrations, but I think that we can, from the anecdote that I've told you about is stay in prison, I think we can maybe
Yes,
extrapolate
True.
well.
Yeah. Probably some.
All right, so final thoughts on the diddler?
I think he's going to go down. But here's the thing. Diddy just didn't have musician friends, but he was plugged into politics, not quite like Epstein.
Vote or
but,
die.
but
Oh,
even-
yeah, I forgot about
Yeah, he was old. He was, yeah.
Yeah, true.
and he also had a lot of sports people too. So going to he had regular parties and then he had what he called freak off parties.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see if any other people are going to go down. And the feds can be very persuasive. I mean, they can say, Diddy, you made a lot of money. I mean, we can take it all
Yeah, true.
and put you away for 1 million years, and then, or else you can go gently into that good night and you can keep your money and we won't arrest half your family.
Damn.
I wrote a book called Confessions of a DC Madam, and it was about a guy who ran a gay escort service in Washington, D.C., and there was a CIA asset that would use his escorts to frame closeted guys. It was a blackmail operation. And here's the guy, he was a mortician.
That
And
sucks. Just being a guy fucking a gay prostitute and then be like, gotcha. Be like, fuck. We filmed you.
That would for real.
So with Henry, he was a mortician, but he was raised in the southern corner of West Virginia, where people, preach with snakes and things like that. And so Henry moved to DC, and he'd been closeted this whole time. And then through a weird set of circumstances, he bought an gay escort service. And from a guy that was dying. And Henry is really brilliant as far as a marketer. So what he did is he opened up the yellow pages and he started calling all the escort services, which are generally fly-by-night operations. And if the phone was disconnected, he'd call up the telephone company and he'd say, I'll pay for the arrears. So he ended up with like half the escorts in the DC yellow
True
pages.
arrears.
True, yeah.
Rear enders. Butt sex.
So his dying friend was like, "Yo, I'll sell you. I'll get a fire
it was
sale
actually
on a stable full
it
of
was
gay
someone he
men."
met who was like a gay version of the Chippendales. Introduced him to this guy. So, and he just and there was a guy. Okay, so with Henry. Now, here's a guy that was running a gay escort service. I mean, all he was doing is running a gay escort service.
Yeah.
I mean,
And he was gay too. You said he was gay in the closet, and then he bought.
He's an innocuous guy. He's a very gentle guy, very quiet, unassuming. I mean,
gay.
Yeah, you would never know that. If you just met him, you'd never know the kind of history he had. So he was indicted on 46 RICO counts.
Damn.
So he was looking at 395 years in prison. And this is what the feds said to him. Henry, we've used your escorts to compromise a lot of guys. And, we appreciate that. And we're going to make a deal with you. We can put you away for 295 years with all these RICO indictments.
Yeah. And that's in gay years or regular guy years? That's like 20 in regulars straight.
So they said, Henry, we'll give you a consolation prize. You keep your mouth shut and we'll only put you away for 5 years.
Whoa.
So he took the deal. But he was totally sold down the river by his attorney, who was Greta Van Susteren. I mean, what she did to him was pretty egregious.
What'd she do?
She basically sold him out to the government. Anything that the government wanted to do.
Oh, it sucks.
She allowed them to do. And she's a Scientologist. I don't know if you guys are familiar. But she got Henry to go to like Scientology boot camp and get cleared. He got
clear.
Once you're cleared, you get a blue cake. And then Henry actually got a blue cake. But then he had to go back and get sentenced. And
he got clear before he went to jail.
Yeah, he had some time.
Got blue cakied.
He had some time to get cleared before he went to prison.
That's cool.
But that's what happened with him, is that he was made that deal, and I can see Diddy being made that deal.
Gotcha. That makes sense. He's gonna, the power brokers will.
Yeah.
I mean, how about people just stop being sexually impious, and we wouldn't have these problems.
Speak for yourself.
I think in this day and age, that's kind of I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, well, I feel like now they can just grab the web history off people. They can just snag your Pornhubs and be like, "Yo."
I'm really glad that I was a wild kid in my youth, and I'm really glad that smartphones weren't around in my youth, and YouTube wasn't around, or else I don't know if I'd be able to be a journalist, a respected journalist today. I mean, not that I'm that respected, but I'm somewhat respected.
You're on this podcast, so it's pretty good.
True. Yeah, no,
This is where all the respected journalists go.
Being plugged into phone porn from 12 is like pretty wild.
Yeah, I've been reading about that. It severely messes kids up. That
I would think.
Yeah, Gardini's young.
Yeah, Gardini's victim.
He's an absolute deviant.
But then the thing about Pornhub is they've been busted like nearly 120 times with minors. I mean, you would think that they'd get shut down after 10 or 20 or 30 or something.
Putting out vids of minors, basically? Or just like child labor laws, like having like data entry.
And actually, there's been some girls that were minors that have sued Pornhub.
From their stuff being out. Yeah, that's...
Yeah. Dang.
Everyone has to upload their ID, dude. That's what they do in Texas now. You have to upload your driver's license.
Yeah, I read about that.
I like that.
Not necessarily a bad idea.
Obviously, probably a good thing, but
yeah, it's fair.
It's dampening my jacks.
Yeah,
it's put a real damper on my jacks. You just go on and you're immediately reminded of child sex.
Yeah, true. You go. What do they say? Like,
I jack off to that. I don't need thumbnails anymore. I jack off to the governor's warning. I go, oh my God, this is bad. There's so much porn behind this.
That's innovative.
Yeah,
Or you just end up jacking off to your own license. Like, fuck it.
this is a crazy photo. It doesn't even look like me.
You know, the thing about it is, I'm sure you've got narcissists out there that do that.
I mean, yeah, especially your license photo. That'd be crazy.
All right, I think
that's supreme confidence.
We need to make the move, dude. We need to discuss the truth about Watergate.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on here?
The Truth About Watergate, that's my last book. Everything that you know about Watergate, the vast majority of it is a lie.
So Forrest Gump didn't break it up?
He played only a minor role in Watergate. It's interesting. What happened with Watergate, and there's been some really great books written about Watergate, but they're tomes, and they're very, very complex. And it's hard. I mean, you have to kind of study them. So my goal was to be the unified field theory of Watergate revisionist books. And what happened with Nixon is Nixon decided to do strategic arm limitation talks with the Soviets. And he also started to open up China for diplomacy, rapprochement. And he was doing this behind the backs of the CIA, the Department of Defense, and actually the State Department. And on his first or second day, Nixon didn't like the CIA, and because he felt that the CIA had sabotaged him when he ran against JFK in 1960. So Nixon, it was, I think, National Security Memorandum 2 was some kind of innocuous document that he issued his first or second day, where he said that the CIA, the Department of Defense, and the State Department will have no input whatsoever in any of my geopolitical moves. Basically, he was telling those three bodies just to go to hell, and he was going to do his own thing. And then he started making contact with the Russians, and then he started making contact with the Chinese. He'd been a Cold Warrior, and he saw that wasn't working. He saw that containment wasn't working. And he just saw that we were spending all this money, and he just realized it just wasn't prudent. It would never work. So he started to do this, and then the Joint Chiefs of Staff actually had an espionage ring against Nixon. It's called the Moore-Radford affair. Thomas Moore was head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. He was an admiral, and they used Moore and they used Radford, who was a yeoman. That was the link between, because he was using the National Security Council. Nixon was to do all these moves, and Radford was the liaison between the Joint Chiefs and the National Security Staff. So Radford was stealing all these documents. And Alexander Haig was in on it too. And actually Haig plays a role in the demise of Nixon. So Haig was enabling Radford to steal all these documents. Who's Haig? Alexander Haig is, he's a general. He was the Joint Chiefs he was Nixon's chief of staff. And then he was ultimately the overall leader of NATO.
Oh, I would love to see.
And he's from Philadelphia.
Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's from Philadelphia.
Damn.
Go Bears.
So the Joint Chiefs started this espionage ring against Nixon, but the Nixon administration outed the espionage ring.
Oh, they found out.
Yeah. So then the CIA started to infiltrate the Nixon administration. Kind of like Scarface at the end of the movie, where, he's double-crossed the Bolivian drug dealer and all those assassins, are coming. Okay, so that's what the CIA did to the Nixon administration. I mean, they just started inundating the Nixon administration from all different types of angles. And what's interesting about Watergate, it's a conspiracy within a conspiracy. Because McCord and Hunt, who are the two guys that were busted in Watergate, their goal was to take down Nixon. They wanted to take down Nixon. But there were two agendas at work. And this is actually my third book on sexual political blackmail, because at the heart of Watergate is a CIA sexual honey trap. And what's really interesting, so the burglars broke into Watergate, and there was a secretary from the Democratic National Committee named Maxie Wells. She kept photos of prostitutes in her desk under lock and key. And if you were a Democratic VIP, you would go there and take a look, and then these girls would be at the Columbia Plaza, which was a high-class apartment building. And the CIA had had video or film or whatever.
So you were just walk into this lady's office and she'd be like, check out these ladies.
I mean, I'm sure that there was some kind of secret handshake or code or something like that.
Gotcha.
Probably like, hey, I'd like a hooker. Is there one around? So
do you think these girls are pretty?
So John, the woman that ran that escort
I hear
service.
the cherry blossoms are beautiful this time of year. Oh, yes, they are. Yes, Senator.
I don't know if there was a lot of cherries at that.
Oh, yeah.
But
The cherries are gone.
I think cherries have been gone a long time. But so John Dean's wife, Maureen Dean, was good friends of Heidi Reichen, who ran that escort service, that CIA compromise escort. And actually, G. Gordon Liddy said that she was part of that escort service. And he was sued, but he managed to win it. The first was a hung jury, but then he won the second trial. But anyway, so one of the burglars, Eugenio Martinez, had a key to the desk where the pictures were taken.
Oh, no.
Where the pictures were kept. And when they got busted, their photograph equipment was on her desk. So, but then there was another, so that was the first conspiracy, and that was initiated by...
I'm sorry, when he used the key, did he get rid of those pictures and they were never
No,
found?
no.
What was he doing?
He got busted before he could even get into the desk.
Okay.
I mean, they were on them really quickly. And he tried to get rid of the key. He got the shit kicked out of him twice by Carl Schaffler.
Damn.
Who was
Fucking Schaffler.
Carl Schaffler was the cop that was notified that the Watergate break-in was going down.
Why was he trying to take the pictures of the naked ladies?
I think that they wanted to take as many
Compromise the
pictures
Democrats, or-
pictures of whatever documentation, women, anything that they possibly could.
And this was a CIA guy stealing the ladies?
Okay, so
Yeah, let's...
I'm confused.
Hold on.
The lady's name was, what was the wife's name again?
Maureen Dean, John Dean's wife.
Gotcha.
Who's John Dean?
Okay, so John Dean was counsel to the president.
Okay.
And he was the guy that supposedly saw that that the Nixon administration was awash in moral turpitude and corruption.
Gotcha.
And he's the guy, he had a book called, it's actually a great piece of fiction. It's called Blind Ambition. And he was the guy that turned on Nixon in the Nixon administration. And then ultimately it was Nixon's word against Dean's word. But there's quotes or there's tapes of Nixon talking about Dean and Dean lying. I mean, Dean, he's a snaky guy. Mm-hmm. And Maureen Dean was very, very attractive. And John Dean, well, but she was good friends with Heidi Reichen. And what's really interesting is a number of people have thought that she was working as a prostitute for Heidi Reichen, or working with Heidi Reichen, running her prostitute gig. And now, John Dean's book was Blind Ambition, and Maureen Dean was Watergate, A Woman's Journey. And they both say that they met in L.A., that Maureen Dean was living in L.A. when they met. And then they had a torrid romance, and then Maureen Dean flew to Washington, and then that was it. She moved in with John Dean. Mm-hmm. But I found an article in the Washington Post where it's talking about her working for the government before that. So either they're lying in their books or the Washington Post is lying, because it's out of the, if you take that chronology in the Washington Post, it's because people have said Maureen Dean was a hooker, but it never made any sense to me because she flew back to Washington, D.C., and she lived with John Dean. She didn't need to be a hooker to make money. But according to the Washington Post, she was already in Washington, D.C. when she met John Dean. So with that timeline, it's definitely feasible that she could have been a hooker with Heidi Reichen. And plus, her and Heidi Reichen were very good friends. That's pretty much proven.
Gotcha. So what did they actually nail him for? So you're saying that Nixon, if I'm right or wrong, but I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but it's like Nixon's people had this prostitution thing going on, and they tried to expose that, and then he caught them trying to do that.
Okay, so what happened was Nixon didn't know anything.
He didn't know it was okay. Gotcha.
He didn't know anything about any
That's
of
kind
this.
of my question.
And actually, the top people in the Nixon administration didn't know about Watergate. They knew nothing about Watergate. And it was Jeb Magruder, who was the acting chairman of the committee to reelect the president. And it was John Dean that sent them in there to the Watergate.
And they were, the story I was always said, they were just in there to steal, what, Democrat, like, political plans?
Well, dirt.
They were just in there to get dirt on the
dirt. The second
Democrats.
time, the first time, actually, there were two break-ins. The first time was dirt. Or this first time was, any kind of documentation, but the second time was definitely dirt.
Okay.
I mean, that's why they had the key to Maxie Wells' death.
Yes. But if they were in there to get dirt, I thought they were against Nixon.
Well,
a lot of those guys.
No, they were CIA guys.
Yeah.
All those guys were CIA except for G. Gordon Liddy, the crazy one, but they were all CIA. So the overt plan to get it for them was to get dirt. The plan that Magruder and Dean told them to do was to get dirt. Now, there was a second agenda going on there. Those CIA guys, McCord and Hunt, had infiltrated the Nixon administration, like those assassins in Scarface. And their goal was to get Nixon out of office. And they had the opportunity because that whole thing was a setup. McCord really hated Nixon, and Hunt didn't like him at all. And just to make sure, they're
going to steal him out of the office.
What's that?
They're going to kidnap him, steal him out of the office. So how are they going to do it though? Are they just going to like plant something, or just like look for bad stuff?
Or just intentionally get caught?
They were just going to see how it went out. But then there's the media side of it too, which I can get into a little bit later. But with the CIA guys, they wanted the burglars were Cubans that had worked with the CIA before, but Hunt and McCord were actual agents.
Gotcha.
Now they were ostensibly retired, but they weren't. I'm in the book. I show that they're still working with the CIA. So the goal of Dean and Magruder was to get dirt on the Democrats. And some people have speculated that Dean wanted those pictures because his wife was in those pictures. I don't know, but that's what people have speculated. But the CIA guys, that was not their goal. Their goal was to incriminate Nixon. And so at the Watergate, the Democratic National Committee was on the 6th floor. And on the 8th floor was the Federal Reserve Committee, or whatever it was, Federal Reserve. And now someone had broken into the Federal Reserve about a month before the first Watergate burglary. And the McCord really tried hard to get busted. So at about midnight, 6 guys in suits signed into the Watergate at midnight and went up to the 8th floor, signed in for the Federal Reserve. But the security guard was like, I think he probably had the IQ of an avocado. He couldn't figure that out at all. So the second time they went in, there was a guy named Baldwin, and he called the DC police. And Carl Schaffler was he was a DC policeman, but he'd also worked for intelligence, probably a little bit of both. And he was a block and a half away. And then when the call came in, they went right to the Watergate, and then and then they got busted. And Nixon, the thing with, so those were the two, it was a conspiracy within a conspiracy. The overt conspiracy was to get dirt, and then the CIA's conspiracy, the covert conspiracy, was to get Nixon.
And you're saying Nixon didn't even know about the
Get
dirt plan?
Didn't have a clue. None of those guys did. And that's what they were calling each other. And they go, who sent these guys in? Because Nixon was way ahead of McGovern. I mean, he walloped McGovern. It was going to be probably the biggest landslide up to that point. Reagan's
up till 2024.
True. Why did he get in trouble for people breaking in though? I don't understand.
What's that?
Why was he? So he got in trouble.
So we're Nixon.
Yeah, they sent Watergate was just they sent people into the Democratic committee to steal shit. That's what he got impeached for. He got
blamed for that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That was the how it was portrayed.
Okay. That makes sense.
So and that's what Nixon left office for. Hit the fucking
but what happened? What he left office for was obstruction of justice. Because Nixon, I mean, you listen to the tapes of these guys, and they're going like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. I mean, who ordered those guys to break in? Now, Magruder and Dean, who ordered them to break in, kept quiet. So those guys had no idea.
Damn, so there was just like 9 burglars in the building, and everyone was
Spider-Man out.
But Nixon, his natural instinct was to cover it up. I mean, he didn't know why anybody broke into the office, or he didn't know some of the other crazy stuff that these guys had done. Yeah. But it was just his political instinct to cover it up. Gotcha. And that's where he got busted. Is he tried to use the CIA, and the CIA double-crossed him. He tried to use the CIA because the FBI launched this investigation, and they found leads to the Nixon administration because of Hunt and McCord. And he tried to get the CIA to play their national security guard to stop the FBI. Now, Richard Helm was head of the CIA at that point, and him and Nixon hated each other. When there would be a cabinet briefing or a National Security Council briefing, Helms was allowed to brief the cabinet members or the National Security Council, but then after that, he had to leave. Nixon had they really hated each other. Now, Richard Helms said, no, we're not going to cover it up. But then Nixon said something about the Kennedy assassination. And actually, there's tapes where Nixon is grilling Helms. Who shot John? Who shot John? And so Nixon leveraged them with the Kennedy assassination.
Oh, wow.
And then Helms said, okay, we'll do it. But he didn't. So, and actually the CIA provided more incriminating evidence against Nixon. But Nixon didn't know any of this stuff. All these machinations were just going on below the surface.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I had no idea. I thought he got like in trouble for like stealing stuff. I didn't know what happened. I thought he actually just stole stuff and got busted and was like, my bad.
I'm not a crook, dude.
Yeah, I'm not a crook.
The thing is, if Dean and Magruder hadn't ordered those break-ins, then Nixon would have.
That's what was tied to his, to get those pictures.
And
of their wives, their hot wives.
Yeah.
Their hot wife, and they got busted. We gotta get those naked pictures of our hot prostitute wives out of there. Shit's about to go down. Yeah.
Well, at least they were adults. I mean, I got to give them that much. They were adults.
True.
I mean,
true. Yeah.
By today's standards,
by today's standard,
Yeah, that was actually very nice of them. Very chivalrous.
So they wanted Nixon out because he was trying to chill out on the Cold War.
Well, he was befriending the communists.
Yeah.
And the Hawks and the CIA and the Department of Defense hated the communists.
Nixon's always portrayed in like modern, every movie he's in, he's like a war hawk. Like, he's always like, we need to nuke them now.
Yeah. Well,
meanwhile, he was trying to de-escalate.
Yes, big time. And he even told the Soviets that he was willing to relinquish Vietnam.
Didn't it end under his administration?
Yeah, Vietnam War?
Yeah.
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 I mean, he bombed the shit out of the Vietnamese
Yeah.
before he did
He
that.
gave that a shot.
But Nixon is kind of split personality. So he really worked hard to do a arms deal with the Soviets because he saw the nuclear escalation. And actually, he cut defense by 64% in his administration. And he did some positive, like OSHA, and he wanted to give health care for everybody, all Americans. He enacted some, the Environmental Protection Agency. I mean, that was also a Nixon initiative. He did do some good things. Now we just look at him as evil incarnate. But but it was, so what was really interesting about this is Woodward and Bernstein were essentially the guys that the two reporters that brought him down. And they're the most pathological liars of probably anybody in the entire Watergate saga. It's really interesting. And Ben Bradley was the editor of the Washington Post, and he was a CIA guy too. So, and Woodward was also a CIA guy. Bernstein just wanted money for nothing and chicks for free. I mean, he blew all his money on prostitutes and coke. And he had a tough time after that. But
Bernstein.
And so what's fascinating, I mean, people think that those two are like the Mount Rushmore of journalism. And I mean, what's amazing about them is they're telling lies when they don't even need to lie. I mean, a lot of time they need to lie, and I understand that, but they're telling lies when they don't even need to lie. It's kind of amazing.
What were some of their most like egregious lies?
Deepthroat. Okay, Deepthroat was the guy that gave Woodward all the dirt on Nixon to take him down. Mm-hmm. Now,
why did he call himself Deepthroat, by the way?
What's that?
Why did he call
That
himself
was back
Deepthroat?
before it was really fucking. It really was. I remember even as a kid being like, "Why do they call him Deepthroat?" I don't like that. Didn't they make a porn right away? That like popularized.
Did it really?
That being like that's
that's
sexual.
Deepthroat.
Yeah.
There was a very popular porn movie called Deepthroat, and that's what Woodward.
Oh, he just named himself after it. That's pretty sick.
Oh, he named himself after it.
Well, he named his source Deepthroat.
Oh, okay.
Was the porn out before he named it Deepthroat?
The porn was out, and then there was a Supreme Court battle over it, and then it was back in.
Damn. My political name would have to be Thick Latina Mommies.
The source, Thick Latina Mommy, is here. He's here to give us all his secrets.
Amateur Latina Mommies.
Stepmom Stuck is here.
Yes, the dossier. So he named himself.
Girlfriend Experience is here.
He named himself after a porn. That's crazy.
All right,
No, he didn't. Woodward named him.
He named him after his favorite porn.
Fucking sick ass.
That's crazy.
That's fucked up. If I was Deepthroat, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Because he was briefing other agents. They're like, my source, Deepthroat. Like, all right, dude.
And Deepthroat hid his identity, right? So
Totally hid his identity.
You can't be like, dude, stop calling me Deepthroat. you just have to be like, fuck, I'm Deepthroat now.
But if you briefed all the other guys, you'd be like, well, Deepthroat. They'd be reading the thing like, dude, can you stop calling him Deepthroat, please? Mr. Blue is fine.
Yeah, Mr. Blue works.
But they rolled out a guy named Mark Felt who was severely impaired by Alzheimer's and said this was Deepthroat.
Yes.
And actually, I think Deepthroat was a composite. I think that Woodward was getting. I mean, Woodward's tapped into intelligence. He was naval intelligence.
Okay, so I'm sorry, for everybody that's not familiar with Watergate, Deepthroat was Woodward's inside source on all the stuff that broke to the Washington Post.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Woodward said that he had this elaborate system that he'd contact Deepthroat, that he would move this flower pot on his balcony. Okay, so his apartment faced a courtyard. So Deepthroat couldn't have just driven by and seen the balcony. He would have to go behind the parking lot. And here's where it really gets problematic. If Mark Felt was fired 6 months before the most incriminating stuff on Nixon came out, the tapes. And so he, according to Woodward's, I mean, no one said this, but he was driving in from Virginia every day, going behind Woodward's building and looking up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's total bullshit. I mean, it's
yeah, and there was never, and they never even found the identity of. So that seems kind of weird to me, to be a journalist and be like, I have a secret source.
Yeah.
And then write it as fact.
Yes.
That seems outrageous. You can literally make anything up and say, I have a secret source.
And especially, I mean, with all the lies that I catch them in. And then it's kind of interesting, if Deepthroat ostensibly wanted to contact Woodward, he would take the New York Times and then he'd put the time, a clock on whatever page, and then the paper would be delivered to Woodward. But the problem is, all the New York Times that went to that particular apartment building were just put in a pile.
Yeah.
they weren't put in front of Woodward's door. So the whole thing about Woodward is, and what happened was, as Watergate started taking a toll on the Nixon administration, he had to start firing people. He fired his chief of staff, Haldeman. He fired his domestic czar, John Ehrlichman. He had to fire his attorney general, Richard Kleindienst. And Alexander Haig was such a great shapeshifter. He had been in that administration because he'd worked for Nixon, or worked for Kissinger at the National Security Council. And Nixon really liked him. Haig hated Nixon, but Haig was a really cunning sociopath. So he became Nixon's chief of staff, which was the biggest mistake that Haldeman ever made, H.R. Haldeman. When he got fired, he said, well, try Alexander Haig. And it was Alexander Haig that provided the really incriminating stuff.
Gotcha.
But here's the thing. Woodward and Haig lied. They said they hadn't met each other until 1973. And Woodward was debriefing Haig in the 1960s when Woodward was with Naval Intelligence. So that...
Woodward was Naval Intelligence before he became a journalist?
Yeah. And
Jesus.
Here's what...
Free Nixon, bro.
Yeah, true.
So what's interesting is, and I'll tell you just how crazy the Woodward story is. So Woodward, he graduates from Yale, and he's accepted to Harvard Law School. And then he ostensibly goes to the Washington Post after he's been accepted to Harvard Law School and says, I'd really like to be a reporter. I tell you what, I'm gonna, how about if I write for you guys for 2 weeks? And then if you don't like it, you don't even have to pay me. And if you don't like it, then I'll leave. So that was the deal that was ostensibly made with the Washington Post. And then they put him, ultimately he ended up in the AAA system of the Washington Post in a weekly in Maryland. And he drove a Carmen Ghia. He lived in a very nice apartment. There's no way that he could, and I demonstrate this in the book, there's no way that he could have paid. Woodward was definitely a spy at that point.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. There's no way he was making that
And
money.
then the Washington Post brought him back. And then 9 months later, he and Bernstein broke open Watergate.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
They tell all kinds of other lies, but Deepthroat is definitely the biggest lie that they tell.
Do you think the stuff happening to Trump now might be some sort of interference operation or what?
I don't know.
You said it, brother. Yeah. I was waiting to ask, and I was like, I don't want to.
I was curious. It sounds exactly familiar.
Yeah.
I don't. It's really hard to know with Trump. I don't see how that guy cannot be compromised myself. I mean,
but it does have the thing that reminds me of it is like the hallmarks of like JFK and Nixon, where it's like, let's de-escalate with Russia, let's de-escalate with North Korea and China. Like, why are we? You know what I mean? It seems to be that.
I'm willing to keep my mind open on that.
Yeah.
His tax bill was probably the biggest redistribution of wealth that we've ever experienced in the United States in a short period of time. So he did help the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. He's also circled in Epstein's black book.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is pretty incriminating.
Yeah.
And he denied being with Epstein, but an Epstein victim has come forward and said that she'd talked to another Epstein victim. They were adults, but that Trump had been kind of hard on the one victim. So
hard on how so?
Just a little rough.
Sexually rough.
Yeah.
I knew it was a dynamo in the sack.
I mean, we're not talking leather and S&M type stuff.
Yeah. You just put a hurting on a lady at Epstein's Island. Yeah, I would say, if you're on the, he was pretty good pals.
They were really good pals. And it's tough to know. He said that he heard that Epstein.
I heard he broke it off after the first one when Epstein got arrested in Florida.
Well, he ostensibly broke it off before then.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Donald Trump has problems with veracity, so it's difficult to know.
Has there been any connections of him and Epstein after that? Like when he said they were done being friends?
He took Epstein's plane.
After that?
Yeah, after that. And he was also visited Epstein's house. A deposition from Epstein's brother, Mark, talks about that.
Damn.
So he did lie. Trump did lie about that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. With Gates, and Gates revisited him too, didn't he?
Well, here's the thing with Bill Gates.
Yes.
The media cover story on him is that they met in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
The Evening Standard did an article on Epstein in 2001. And according to that article, Gates and Epstein were doing business in the 90s.
Damn.
So there's a lot that's been covered up about Epstein. And there's guys like me that really want to get at the truth, but the government and the media are just fond of kicking out salacious details. And it's really hard to get to the truth because there's been so many lies. But when I think about Trump being prosecuted or persecuted, I do think about Nixon being persecuted. I believe, here's the thing with Nixon. He wanted to de-escalate the arms race. He wanted to open up China so he could use China against Russia. I mean, that was his thing, and it was working for sure. But then he backed Pinochet, who was a genocidal dictator. He jacked Suharto, who was a genocidal dictator, and then Pol Pot. The Chinese were down with Pol Pot, and he wanted to appease the Chinese, so he tacitly backed Pol Pot.
But was that CIA doing that, or that was him?
That was Nixon.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the CIA ultimately
did
things that enabled it.
They got it done. Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
with Nixon, it's not. The media has sold Nixon as good versus evil, but it's not quite that simple.
Yeah.
And the media has also said that it was the left that toppled Nixon when it was actually the right that really had the means, motive, and opportunity initially. I mean, eventually the left got involved, but after the right had inflicted a tremendous amount of damage on him.
Dang. Yeah, I had no idea. I didn't know much about Watergate. I thought he just got caught doing something kind of bad. And
everything that, like I said when we started, everything that you know about Watergate is a lie.
Damn.
Just about everything.
Shit.
Let's take a pee break.
Yeah, I do have to pee really badly.
Quick break.
Quick break, yes.
It can be easy. Hey. I'm joshing. Eat your chicken, dude. It can be easy to ignore our social battery and spread ourselves thin, especially with social gatherings picking up after the winter. What's the right amount of socializing for you? How do you recharge? Maybe you thrive around people, or maybe you need some more time alone. Therapy can give you the self-awareness to build a social life that doesn't drain your battery. Personal endorsement. Golly.
Yeah, man. You got to fucking figure all these questions
You
out.
got to answer these questions. Otherwise, you're going to spread yourself.
Yep.
Last thing you want is to be spread. You don't want to be spread, dude. You ever been spread?
Yeah, you be careful. No, thank God I went to
Right now, I've been spread. Thankfully,
spread?
I've been home lately, but I was
Sure,
spread.
yeah, you
I
get
was
spread out, yeah.
gaping in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, true. I'll spread myself out a lot of times, family, and then I'll just.
Spread yourself in front of your family.
Yeah.
Yeah. At Thanksgiving, you come there, you spread in front of everyone.
I'm like a turkey on the table.
You can just lay down, put an apple in your mouth, and just spread. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient and flexible, and suited for your schedule. Just fill out a brief. It's so funny thinking of them getting this ad reads. Brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. And you know that's something me and Matt love the most about BetterHelp.
True.
Find your social sweet spot with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/MSSP today to get 10% off your first month. And that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/MSSP. Dude,
That's what I'm talking about.
Think about your dad coming down at Thanksgiving and fucking spreading himself.
I just like to switch up. They're like, you're narcissistic bipolar. I go, next. Try again.
Nope, wrong.
I demand another. All right, here we go. Ever experienced the agony of harsh smoke, throat burning, or coughing attacks when smoking cannabis? The struggle is real, but the solution is chilly. That's right. I'm talking about the smoothest way to light up, and that's with Freeze Pipe. Freeze Pipe makes a unique line of freezable pipes, bubblers, and bongs that are 80% colder than using ice cubes to chill smoke. The magic is in freezable glycerin. The magic is freezable glycerin chambers that come on every piece. Simply, pause.
Is that what?
Simply pop the chamber in the freezer for 1 hour, and as smoke passes through, it's instantly chilled by over 300 degrees. So every puff arrives ice cold and cough free. Yeah, I mean, dude, we can joke around all we want. Those things cool down smoke. You can't deny it. It is what it is. Those are just the facts. American owned and with over 100,000 happy customers, Freeze Pipe uses the thickest glass and market-leading glycerin chambers for a smoother experience you have to feel to believe. Ditch harsh smoke forever by visiting thefreezepipe.com and use code DRENCHED for 10% off your order. That's thefreezepipe.com and code DRENCHED for 10% off. Shop today for free shipping and smoke like royalty without paying a king's ransom.
Lucy is made for your nicotine routine and delivered straight to your door. It's 100% pure nicotine and always tobacco-free. You can choose your preferred form, pouches, breakers, or gum, and you can choose your strength from 2 milligrams to 12 milligrams. 12's a lot. And I'll tell you what, I know some hockey players that would like that.
Oh, yeah.
Flavors include mint, apple ice. That's the hockey player's favorite.
True.
Espresso, mango, and more. Save yourself from the weekly gas station stop and sign up for a monthly subscription, which saves you 15%, no commitment, cancel anytime. Avoiding the gas station stop is very nice.
Yeah, man.
That's big for Lucy.
Yeah, I might get in a fight.
Personal endorsement, I go to the gas station sometimes for my gas station fix. I don't like it. That's why I switched to Lucy, and I like Lucy.
Yep. You don't have to talk to any ruffians that might be hanging out there.
The ruffians there, yes.
Careful.
The product that sets Lucy apart is Lucy Breakers. It's nicotine pouches, but with a tiny capsule inside. That capsule contains a liquid flavor that saturates the pouch before it's even in use. Oh, fucking saturate some lady's pouch. Break it in with your teeth and boom, instant nicotine release when you need it. Let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/drenched and use promo code DRENCHED to get 20% off your first order. Lucy offers free shipping and has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. Lucy.co and use code DRENCHED to get 20% off and always free shipping. And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Shit. Oh, please. Also, this week I'll be in Las Vegas. Please come. Wise Guys, Las Vegas. Go to mattmccusker.com for tickets. Yeah, and there's a bunch of other shows. Please come. Bye. Yep.
Just don't even ask. Stick your fucking beak in the camera.
Sorry. That would be quick. Me, Lemaire, and Nate's show is on May 7th at the Creek in the Cave. If you're in Austin, Texas, please come.
Those have been really fun shows.
Yeah, they
they've
are.
been great.
And now Nate's with you guys.
Nate's with us. It's a 3-man team now.
You guys are, yeah.
Pause.
Resume.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Don't ever backtalk Matt
sorry,
like that
sorry,
again.
Matt. Sorry. And
No,
please
it's
come
fine.
to Raleigh, Good Nights in Raleigh on June 6th. Thank
Oh,
you.
God. Now we got a big shot touring comic.
Oh yeah.
Well, I wish. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah, before we get into the Watergate stuff,
Yeah, we'll do this as like a precursor almost. Almost. There you go. Yeah, we'll do it as a precursor.
yeah, because a lot of the people listening to this are young men that just young men that
Yeah.
have never really heard of Watergate or have just a brief summary of some names and what the overall scandal, or at least is portrayed as.
The official narrative. Yeah.
Okay, the official narrative with Watergate is Richard Nixon sanctioned Watergate, and the burglars got busted. And then Nixon tried to cover it up. And then that's ultimately what he was taken down for, is obstruction of justice.
Okay.
But the real Watergate story is
Yes.
Nixon didn't have a clue that those guys were breaking in to the Watergate. He had a couple of guys on his staff, Jeb Magruder, who was acting chairman for the committee to re-elect the president, and John Dean, who was counsel to the president. Those two guys sanctioned the Watergate break-ins. And the burglars, G. Gordon Liddy and was the only one that wasn't CIA. All those burglars were CIA guys or CIA assets or had been CIA assets. G. Gordon Liddy was the only one, and he'd worked for the FBI. So Liddy was the point man, and Liddy thought that breaking into the Watergate was coming from Nixon's attorney general, John Mitchell.
Right.
He had no idea that it was coming from Jeb Magruder and John Dean. So they sent the burglars in the first time to get as much information on the Democrats. Now, the Watergate was the sixth floor of the Democratic National Committee was on the Democratic National Committee was on the sixth floor of the Watergate. And the burglars broke in the first time, and they were looking for like Democratic strategies, things like that.
Gotcha.
And then they broke in a second time.
The first time they broke in, they didn't get caught.
They did not get caught. No.
And this was how long before the second break-in?
About 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then 3 weeks later, they were ordered to get as much dirt as they possibly could. And the Democratic National Committee was connected to a brothel that was a CIA honey trap. And what happened was the secretary at the Democratic National Committee had in her desk, she had pictures of a bunch of prostitutes.
Yeah.
And Democratic VIPs would check out the pictures of
So
the
funny they
prostitutes.
got busted doing that. So that was a whole separate issue. Yeah. So we got that one.
All right.
Yeah, we got that one.
I think we're good.
Yeah. So we got the preamble.
Let's fire it up right back to where we were, which was, what were we talking about? Yeah, Bill Gates.
Easy.
All right. We just got done talking about Bill Gates' connection with Epstein back in the 90s.
Yeah.
What bothers me about Gates, have you guys ever tried to get a hold of a human if you've had a problem with Word?
Oh, it's the worst, dude. Or you know what happened one time? What happens is they'll do a thing where you'll just like an Indian guy will just take over your computer. Like I was like moving my mouse and my mouse would start going to the left and I'd be like, what the fuck? And he was like, sir, please stop. Yeah, they'll just, if you gotta give them permission, they'll just get into your computer and start fucking going nuts on it.
You've gone for. I've never been
It
able
took
to
a
make.
lot for me to get that though. I was chatbot after chatbot.
If they got into my computer, dude,
Yeah, and
they
eventually,
could ruin all of my total war campaigns.
dude, you could
They
tank
could start a war with Russia, dude. I don't want that.
You know, here's what
your
I
own
mean.
Watergate.
There's a number of things that bother me about Bill Gates, but one of the preeminent things is he's buying all this land.
Yeah.
Why can't he put a call center? You know, on one of those acres. I mean, if he just spent a little of his money and made a call center in Idaho.
Or have the dudes like hoeing all the strawberries, the Bluetooth, and they could do 2 at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
But not Billy. He's got because I'm a writer and I rely on Microsoft Word, unfortunately. And I had some problems with it about 6 months ago, and I desperately tried to talk to humans.
Yeah.
Can you find your Word documents that you save on the OneDrive? If I save anything on OneDrive, I can't find it. I don't know where it is on my computer. Sorry, we don't have to talk about.
No. Well, I mean, I can try to give you. I can try to give you some tips.
I can't find the file afterwards. I'm stumped. I'm currently stumped. I try to
You
send.
lost your files.
I just try to they're there, but then I try to email them to someone as an attachment, and it's just like, where is it?
You need a call center.
I do.
You desperately need.
You got to
a call
let
center.
the engines into your computer, and they'll just start.
Yeah, they'll get it.
They'll get in there. Which I don't know how I even got in there. That was kind of nuts. I was like, what? Get out of my fucking mouse.
I mean, Gates wasn't making enough money selling Microsoft Word. Now we have to rent it, and then
Yeah, the suite.
there's no call center. I mean, you know.
Yeah, that might be his most, honestly, out of everything he's accused of, that might be the worst.
Was he ever accused of laying with ladies at Epstein's?
He's been outed that way.
Yeah.
Not with Epstein, but with some other scenarios.
Okay.
But if he's been outed in other scenarios, I mean, why wouldn't?
Yeah.
he
Why
be?
wouldn't he do
Yeah.
it?
Then his wife was the one who like blasted him on the Epstein stuff
Actually,
which is a good God.
according to the media, she left him
because of it.
because of the Epstein stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
who
he and
knows,
Epstein went back to the 1990s.
Damn.
Instead of 2011. There's so much bullshit that's been manufactured about Epstein and so much salacious dirt. It's really unfortunate. You've got a guy that trafficked children for 25 years, and our media, no one in the mainstream media has called for any justice for any of those victims.
No.
Yeah, well, it became right wing to even care about it.
That's been that's not for
that's
sure.
what happened. If you
that
care
became
about it,
also
you're right-wing.
that's a big thing we talk about a lot on this. Is like we don't do anything about it. The only thing you can do with Epstein is just on a podcast be like, "The fuck?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, true.
They killed him. We knew they were gonna kill him,
Yeah.
and he trafficked kids, and no one. Yeah, that's as far as we get.
There's a couple of things with Epstein that people just don't know. Okay, 'cause there's the Epstein Victims Compensation Fund that where a lot of Epstein's money went, and 225 victims applied for money. 150 were given. 150 were given money, and 8 decided not to take the deal. So ultimately, 142 were given money.
Damn.
Damn.
Can you imagine being cheap with that money?
But think of all the girls that he trafficked, and only 225 were come forward. But there's a couple other things. If you take any money from that fund, you've got to sign an NDA.
Oh.
Where you cannot name any of the perpetrators. And also, I know 2 psychologists, and one of them is very eminent. She's in the world of psychology, she's quite the superstar. She's counseled a woman, and then another psychologist is counseled a woman. They were under 10 years old when they were trafficked by Epstein. And one actually described Epstein's home and then talked about a park that was by his house and a number of things. And she was under 10 years old. And then I know of one other, I mean, these 2 psychologists I know pretty well, but then I know of another account too that I've been told of another account from someone who's, I think, legitimate, but I just haven't been able to corroborate it. So you've got the Epstein Victims Compensation Fund is a huge cover-up tool.
Damn.
It's being used to do what the government can't, to get these girls to shut up. And you've got to, and according to the government and the mainstream media, the youngest Epstein victim was 14 years old. So if you're going to apply for that fund and you're younger than 14, they're not going to give you any money. And and we have no idea of how it works. We have no idea what the criteria is. It's behind it's in a black hole essentially.
It's weird that they're not. Why would it's not weird. We know why, but it's clear it's a cover up. They're not being open about anything. This should all be like you said. You filed for Freedom of Information Act and all that. This should be public, right?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
it's like, what's the point of being like we can't tell anyone what
Pretty
happened?
useful to know, in terms of like voting for politicians.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, you raped a kid.
Yeah, did he rape a kid?
Yeah, you're out, dude.
We can't vote for you.
Yeah.
I wrote a book called The Franklin Scandal, which is basically Epstein is a carbon copy of the Franklin Scandal. It was about a child trafficking network. We talked about that the first time I was on your show.
Mm-hmm.
And this time around, I mean, I was on to Epstein in 2012, and I got his black book in 2012.
Yeah.
And I ultimately published it. Gawker helped me publish it in 2015, but it took me 3 years to get that book published. It's kind of interesting. Once the book was nobody wanted to touch the book.
Yeah.
And but once the book was published, the floodgates opened on the book.
Yeah.
And I started an organization, a 501c3 called Epstein Justice. And what we're trying to do is to get a commission formed to actually look at the perpetrators. We want the perpetrators to be accountable, and we want to know why the government is covering up child trafficking. We have two simple objectives. We want the perpetrators prosecuted, and we want the government to tell us why it's covering up child trafficking.
Yeah, like why did they seal the original case when he got busted the first time? That all got sealed, didn't it? The very first case way back when.
A lot of that was sealed. I mean, I was able to get a lot of documents from the police and also the feds. They're floating around out there. I mean, the feds, when Epstein was originally busted, the Palm Beach Police Department started investigating in 2006. And then about a year later, they they were going to arrest Epstein on 5 counts of child abuse. And they knew they had statements from 5 minors, but they knew of 17 others. Jeez. So there were 22 minors there. And then that case got taken away from them, and it was put into a grand jury. And how grand juries work is a special prosecutor is chosen for a grand jury, and he's the one that presents evidence to the grand jurors who they're just regular citizens that have shown up for jury duty. And so grand juries have been notoriously easy to hijack because you just show them the evidence that you want to show them. So although, and the special prosecutor for the Florida grand jury, Barry Kirshner, he called one victim and skewered her, even though he knew about 22, even though law enforcement. Now, when it went to the feds, they had a list, and I've got that list of over 30 victims. And they didn't indict Epstein on 1 count of child abuse.
Jesus.
And it's interesting. A lot of your listeners might know this, but Alexander Acosta was the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of Florida. And he became Trump's labor secretary. And when the Trump administration was vetting him, they asked him why he went so light on Epstein. And he said, I was told that Epstein was intelligence and it was above my pay grade. He actually said that, and he's never denied saying that.
What?
Yeah, he said that.
Shit. That's
so
crazy.
Unfortunately, there's a rogue element of our intelligence that blackmails people. And it happened in Watergate. It happened in the Franklin scandal, and then it happened with Confessions of a DC Madam. So this is Watergate's actually my 3rd book on CIA sexual blackmail. And I don't really want to write another one at this point. I mean, I'm kind of done now.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start writing about fishing.
That'd be nice.
Fishing and picnics.
Fantasy would be a nice, like fantasy novel would be nice.
I think my mind is probably too dark for that, but given what I've exposed it to the last, I've been at this for 22 years, so
yeah,
it's been kind of a slog. But Epstein Justice, every American knows that something is wrong with the Epstein case.
Yeah.
There's three. If you've got a pathology, there's three ways. There's three phases. There's awareness, there's acceptance, there's action. And now we're at the point where Americans have to accept that the government covered this up. And then at that point, and that's a jumping off point for action.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, nobody believed that I think you got to be pretty entrenched in like the TV news to be like, no, the police were going to arrest him and penalize him, and he killed himself. It's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
He did pick a convenient time to kill himself.
True.
Yeah. When the guards left and the cameras turned off.
And he got depressed, and he's like,
And he
what's
got
the
sad.
point? What the fuck?
He missed the guards.
and then his serial killer cellmate was taken out.
Yeah.
And
Damn, he had a cellmate? I didn't even know that.
what's that?
He was bunking up with the guy?
Yeah, with the guy that had killed multiple people. I think maybe the Bureau of Prisons was hoping that.
Yeah, that guy would get it.
I mean, they're in pretty close. You're in pretty close proximity with a multiple killer. Multiple.
They're probably shaking his cage, rattling his cage,
Oh,
trying to
yeah.
get every day at lunch, be like, yeah, fuck you, pussy. You
won't
won't do it. You
fucking
won't
kill
fucking
anyone."
kill anyone ever again. You're soft, bitch. Here, take this knife.
That's crazy. Yeah, he was there with a serial killer.
It's this guy was a former police officer who'd killed some people.
Yeah, those
I don't know
guys
if
go rogue, dude.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if you could call him a serial. I don't know. A serial killer. I think he killed
He was
like
a
three
killer.
people.
Yeah, he was a
We
killer.
got one here right now. In
I
Austin.
heard
Austin,
about the
really?
Austin killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they found 2 bodies like last week.
Mm-hmm.
No one cares because apparently it's gay guys. So everyone's going, it doesn't matter.
They suspect he's gay because he only kills like young adult males
Oh,
that
okay.
leave like bars on Rainy Street.
And that's where you frequent.
That's not where I frequent.
Careful, Sean.
Sean, be careful.
I'll catch him.
You might catch him. You might, yeah, with
I'll
your
lure
wrestling
him
background.
in, yeah, and I'll catch him.
Did you ever hear about the
Pin his
Bring
lake?
him
ass.
to justice.
My friend was telling me this weekend there's a lake somewhere in Georgia called like not Rainier, some sort of lake where apparently it had something to do with like the slave trade back in the day and blah blah blah. But all these like younger kids will be partying on the lake and they just go under. And they'll ask their friends like, was your friend like hammered? Like, nah, I look fine. So there's the local lore that like there's these ghosts of slaves that are just like pulling down white partiers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude, I heard about that. I was like, damn, that's so scary.
That's very scary.
The ghosts
Get
of
your ass down. Get your ass down, motherfucker.
Better work on your breaststroke.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
Now, this is racist, but you'd think you'd be able to outswim. You think that's white's territory. You go, oh, we're in the water now, dude.
You just get
You've
yanked
entered the
up.
white's domain.
You've had your 5th white claw. And you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, that's a tough way to go.
Come here, boy.
A ghoul.
You're on a paddleboard. You're like, get off me.
Oh, shit.
My
Either way.
first major investigation was into a
I
serial
thought you
killer.
liked that.
I love it.
My first major investigation was I'm from Minneapolis, and I
Sure.
wrote for the Weekly, and there was a crazy woman who she ran an organization called Whisper, and she tried to mainstream prostitutes, get them out of the life. But she was so crazy that it was hard to listen to her, and she was saying that there's serial killer killing prostitutes, but nobody really listened to her because she was so crazy. And then I decided, well, I'm going to look into this, and I was able to find, I think it was like 46 women, mostly prostitutes, that have been stabbed, strangled, or beaten to death in the previous 8 years. Now, law enforcement had denied that there was a serial killer, but then I showed them my list, which was really difficult to put together.
Yeah.
I showed them my list, and I said, I went to the Minneapolis Police Department. I went to the St. Paul Police. I said, you guys really want to say that there's no serial killer? And then they kind of copped to it, but then it was a task force was formed.
Oh, wow. Did they ever get the guy?
And the way that article, no. And they're really hard to catch.
Yeah.
If they're good. I mean, if they're stupid, you can get them
Yeah.
after one or two.
True, yeah.
But if they're Ted Bundy or someone,
Was Dahmer in Minneapolis?
He was in Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. He's Milwaukee, right?
Yeah, I can remember I was at this really nice little island in Lake Superior called Madeline Island. And the guys that I was staying with, they don't have like televisions or radios or anything. I mean, it's pretty rustic, and it's really cool to do a lot of it. There's berry picking and fishing, all kinds of stuff.
It's awesome. Berry picking's nice. I did it this year. It's very relaxing. Pick blueberries. It was fantastic.
It's we were definitely picking blueberries.
That's nice.
It was awesome.
And I came back to civilization, and I stopped off at a diner, and that's when Jeffrey Dahmer had been outed. And I was reading the newspaper, and I thought to myself, welcome back to civilization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
He's a cannibal.
But the FBI says that there's like 50 of them at any given time in the United States.
50 serial killers kicking around?
But I think that it's probably closer to 200.
Jesus Christ.
It's kind of interesting. Our culture, I mean, serial killers are in all cultures, but our culture seems to mass produce them more than other countries.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Well, what would be your insights into that?
About why we have more serial killers?
Yeah.
Because we're number one.
True. We're the best.
We're
Yeah,
the
we are
best
the
at
best.
literally everything. School shooters.
Yeah, we are the best.
We're number one.
Do we? So we definitely have the most serial. Like how far is our lead?
I think Japan covers them up. I think Asia covers them up and says, no, there's no murders here.
Yeah.
I think we got quite the head start. If it's a 50-yard dash,
We celebrate ours. They hide theirs.
it's
True.
there was
Russia gets after it, don't they? I think there's a lot
there
of
was that
Russian
Russian
boys.
Chikatilo who
Yeah.
killed in excess of like 100 people.
The guy here is, and he's putting them all in Lady Bird. He puts all the bodies in the same spot.
Really? I mean, that
Yeah, the
should.
cops just go and let's set up let's get some fucking
True.
trail cams out there.
Yeah.
It's not that you guys don't even have to wait outside. Just put a camera up.
Yeah, right by the lake.
Go, who's dumping sweet gardinis into the Lady Bird lake?
He's looking at the camera.
Party boys. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. They got me.
Yeah, that
So
shit creeps me out.
has
man.
he? You would think that if they knew where he's dumping them,
You would think.
that would be
It'd be kind of easy.
put a camera there and.
What is it?
The United States apparently has had 3,615 total serial killers. Second place is Russia with 196.
Damn.
We're the best.
That's quite a lead. Yeah.
I think that also could do with
Could be
law enforcement
misinformation.
here.
Catching.
At least investigating. I think if you're, and this is starting in what, like the 60s, 70s is when serial killers started getting rowdy?
Yeah, I mean, they were happening before then, but
Yeah. But I mean, like getting caught
yeah.
and being like in the news. We had media and people looking out for it.
We have more
You could be in the middle of fucking Russia killing people and no one would ever. You go village to village. They go, yeah, that guy's gone.
Chikatilo was doing that, though, the
Yeah.
Russian serial killer.
But
Yeah.
we have more
No,
like
it's-
shooters. We have more. I guess that's
Soviet,
because we have all them guns.
But the guns thing. What's interesting is Canada has pretty much the same amount of guns per capita as the U.S.
Really?
and they're not shooting people like we shoot people.
That's interesting.
Hmm.
I wonder what the hell it is. Red food coloring, red food dye. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it is just.
Too much
I
MTV.
think it's
What's your theory?
Too much Beavis and Butthead.
True.
South Park. Marilyn Manson.
people eating McDonald's.
Yeah, I was going to say too many
McDonald's.
chicken nuggets. I was just thinking the same thing.
You do go nuts if you have nuggets.
Dipping your fries into a frosty and you're just,
You go, I should kill that bitch. This
My-
reminds me of a knife into a hooker.
My theory on McDonald's, it's all made out of the same substance. It's just at different temperatures. Now, I could be wrong. It's Soylent Green. I mean, I should add that too. Would your generation know what Soylent Green is?
I've heard of it. It was that one-stop shop. Like you could just drink the shake and it replaced food, basically.
No, actually, it was a movie where
Oh,
the population had kind of escalated and they were recycling people. Vis-a-vis lunch, breakfast,
Yeah.
and dinner.
they have a thing called Soylent that I swear to God it's like a meal replacement.
It was a Charlton Heston movie, actually.
It's kind of fucked up. They named their shake after that.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
It was before he became president of the NRA.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. That is a mystery to ponder. Why would we have the most serial killers? Our rough competitive edge.
I bet we have the most of literally everything.
True. The best.
I bet we have the most pedophiles. I bet we got it on lock. Everything. Best slam dunks. Most slam dunks.
True. Everyone in their own way has to aspire to greatness.
You got to do something crazy.
It's true.
Well, what's interesting is the United States, I think, is the most spiritual country and the most material country. There's more spiritual options here than I think anywhere else. But yet there's also a rampant materialism.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe all that materialism begets that. You know, you go, why do I need all this shit? I need to find something.
Well, your materialism begot me starting a podcast. So it's kind of interesting. I'm a really bad speller. I was really dyslexic as a kid, and I can't really spell. If it wasn't for spell check, there's no way I could have been a professional writer. So I was at a buddy's place, and he had one of those Macs, and he put spell check on, and he said, and I watched the spell check correct all the words, and I thought, I got to get one of those. So I got a Mac. And then I moved to New York, and I covered this conference on genetic engineering. And I was writing an article about telomeres. They're like the egglets on the end of your chromosome. And every time a cell divides, the telomere shortens, and that's what determines your obsolescence. So I plugged telomere into her search engine. This was even before Google. And then there was all these hits on telomeres, and I got a bunch of information about it, and I was able to write the article. But as soon as I saw those hits on
Apartment office. My little bop house. My little content house. That's what I really do. I come here and I just masturbate for gay men.
Right.
Yeah.
My OnlyFans is popping.
Yeah.
Huge.
Put stuff. I just show my butthole.
Yo, dudes who
sick.
get into that are fascinating. Like guy sex workers. Because I don't know how you get into faking sex as a man. Like I get it for ladies.
I don't think you do. I think you just fucking come and you're like,
Yeah.
I meant that.
It's all about just getting paid. I saw one of those things where, they take like a super high res picture of like your eye and make it like art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to do that for my butthole.
That's kind of cool. So people will like come stand in front of it and be like,
Yeah, it's so close up and so detailed.
Yeah.
They kind of don't know what it is.
So they can is that a Nautilus show? In a way, yes.
Just a bunch of capillaries and veins. Like, is this the Grand Canyon?
It's a giant hemorrhoid.
It's the Colorado River, right?
Just get that put in like MoMA. Yeah.
You could get that picture taken and just see what you're working with.
Yeah.
If you got a super close zoom on the new iPhone, you could probably get a good portrait mode. Portrait mode would be nice.
Have any of you guys actually seen your butthole?
No.
Like, have never taken the time to actually bend over in front of a
I
mirror
think I
and
have.
spread your cheeks?
I'm pretty sure
Wait,
I have.
into the mirror, you're saying?
Yeah, because I always wonder. I used to do a joke about this, about like how did they come up with the concept of anal bleaching?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who saw their asshole to be dissatisfied with that?
Probably a girl. Yeah, that's kind of nuts. It's a girl for sure.
Absolutely.
She just saw she had a disgusting, like, hairy asshole. And was like, why not get it waxed? Why would you bleach? You bleach the hairs or the hole itself?
No, because your butthole gets stained with poo, I think.
Yeah, over time.
I think it
Over
gets
time.
I think it
Mine's
gets
got to
run
be
in.
an absolute abyss.
Yeah.
Just in rings
Yeah.
of Saturn.
It darkens up. I haven't checked mine. I don't know if it has.
What happens to me is I'll like bend down. I'll just like, as soon as I'm done, I just get naked. Like in my bedroom, I'm naked. And then I'll like go to plug up my phone charger and bend over in front of my wife. And it'll just be like, I'll feel like the air enter my asshole. And I'll be like, fuck, she's looking right at my butthole.
I thought you meant she runs up and blows in it.
There's no wind.
That'd
in the
be
room.
nice.
Yeah. It's her gaze that.
A little hand fan. Just,
Yeah.
that'd be nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I did look at my asshole once because like I got a hairy asshole like late in
Late in
life.
the game.
Yeah. You know how like I don't know, like in college I didn't have like chest hair
Yeah.
and now I do.
Yeah.
You know?
Sick.
I don't know. Yeah. And I think there was at one point I was like, wipe my ass and it was like real hairy, and I was like, well, that's weird, and I wanted to get a look at like what it looked like.
Yeah, you probably could sneak there. Yeah,
I didn't know if it was like if it was patchy or whether it was like a nice, just clean.
It's like I had a good grain to it. It's like even better than your beard. You know what I mean? It's just like, wow.
Yeah, you want to know if you had to treat it at all.
Right. So wait, you're saying fecal matter, it really smooths it.
Does
it gives it a nice shine.
Is your asshole actually stained from poop? I don't think it's stained from poop.
I don't think it's stained from poop. I think the skin just stretches and stuff like that and kind of like, that's what makes it dark.
I don't know.
True.
It gets brown. I think it's brown.
It's not brown. Your asshole's like, I think it's the color of like vagina lips. You know what I mean? There's like color concentration in those things.
I think, but you can't like bleach a vagina, can you?
Yeah, those people will put bleach.
You can do vaginoplasties. That's a new thing women are doing to like reduce their like to get like a certain look on their lips, like labia.
No meat curtains. You're talking about the tuck them back in.
Exactly.
Yeah, rejuvenation, vaginal rejuvenation.
I'm against
surgery.
it, bro.
Are you?
Yes.
Yeah,
You got to leave those things. If you
like a good ham and cheese sandwich. Huh?
Yeah. It's also crazy. Nobody cares. It's like nobody gives a fuck if
I
you
don't
have
know.
extra skin.
There was a girl I dated once that had like a flap. You know what I mean? Like
Little
one
butterfly
side,
wing?
one side had a flap, and it made entry more difficult.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know what you're talking about. It's like that thing that hangs off the side of a
wouldn't mind
turkey's beak.
I don't think I'd mind that if I got to like LARP and be like, God damn, give me a second, babe. I can't get it in. Holy shit, yeah.
No, I think on her part, it was more like, ow.
Oh, yeah.
Things in the way.
Worst, dude. That's the worst.
Yeah.
Once a woman feels comfortable enough to complain during sex,
yeah. It's the sexual version of biting your lip. Yeah.
true.
It sucks.
Ow. Catching one of those during sex is not pleasant.
Oh shit!
All right, I'm done. I can't continue now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just furious.
Ow.
I'm like,
Yeah.
really? You had to say it like that? Ow. All right, sorry. Done this before 100 times. Never had a problem. Never. What's the fucking problem now?
Right.
Ow.
Dude, yeah. That was
I don't know. I'll get a picture of my butthole tonight.
I'm telling you, I think we should get it though with the retina cam, like the
high.
Yes.
What lens is the best for that?
Yeah, you want to be able to blow it up and put it on a billboard. You know what I mean? You want that level of resolution.
That would be dope to just have it hanging like over your couch.
Yeah.
And just don't say anything to anyone at all as far as what it is.
Because it could look just like a star explode. If you made it like a negative image.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, it could like
And then just have a very clear shot of your penis next to it. Just slowly zoom out little by little throughout your house. When they finally like, oh, this is my bedroom. Like, oh, this has been your fucking asshole the entire time.
Yeah, no, you'd have to do a little Photoshop, have it like bursting out of like a sand or something, so it's like Dune.
Yeah, true. Dude, I was just in Mexico all weekend. Might be my favorite country right now.
Yeah.
Mexico's sick, dude.
Really?
I'm like seriously considering. I kept telling my wife the whole time. I was like, I'm gonna chug a gallon of water and just fully trans, just because have like a Mexican belly.
Yeah.
I just want to completely switch over
To the Mexican belly?
Yeah, just like whatever's in their water, I want that. I'm gonna go through. Shitting. I'm gonna shit for like a month, and I want to like keep drinking the water here, get it imported, and just have a Mexican belly.
Yeah.
Dude, I get a Mexican belly every once in a while. If I go on like a straight beer bender, you know what I mean? Like no hard alcohol, 3-4 days in, I get a Mexican belly.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Get Montezuma's revenge. Dude, it's probably
nice.
it might be my favorite place. I've been like traveled outside the U.S. in a while. It was fucking awesome, man.
Where in Mexico?
Yeah, what city were you?
Riviera Maya. So I was in the Yucatan Peninsula.
Yeah.
Okay. And I didn't know that. I was just like, because I've been reading about the Mayans just getting absolutely butt fucked by the Spaniards. Just they like devastated themselves beforehand. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I was reading about that. So I like knew all the towns. They were like Campeche, all these towns. And I'm like, I know where that is. This is the Yucatan Peninsula. Like, dude, you're in the Yucatan Peninsula. I was like, oh, all right, my bad.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, it was so sick. It was in the jungle. Like at nighttime, like they weren't monkeys. They're called like capers or
Capuchins?
Something. I don't know what the fuck they were, but they looked like raccoons mixed with monkeys, and they would just come out at nighttime and scurry. It was fucking sick.
That's
man.
awesome. I hired a bunch of guys in the Yucatan to try to build a healthcare website for the Chinese.
Wait, what? Are you a Spaniard? Christopher Cortez.
I'm not kidding.
Hold on.
I swear to God.
You hired a bunch of people from the Yucatan to build a Chinese website?
Yeah, I like.
That's like a crazy triangulation.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know. It was early on in stand up, and I was like, you just do any job you could possibly find. And I was like coaching youth lacrosse, and one of the dads put me in touch with this doctor who was Chinese, and he was like, I need a website made. And I was like, I can do that.
Yeah, no doubt.
No idea how to do that. So I found these dudes in the Yucatan that would build websites for like super cheap. And I hired them, and they just built like kind of the shittiest.
Were they like standing outside of a Home Depot with a laptop?
No.
See? Website, see? No problema.
In front of a Best Buy now. Yeah.
Chinese doctor website, see, senor.
Yeah.
This episode of Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast is brought to you by Dude Wipes. If you're still dry wiping with toilet paper, it's time you show your beehole some respect and upgrade to Dude Wipes. Why? Because Dude Wipes are wet, and that extra moisture cleans away what dry never could. They leave no room for dingleberries or stray butt crumbs that TP might miss. Plus, they're extra large and designed for adults. Dude Wipes tackle the mess without any fuss, and the flushable design makes cleanup a breeze. No more endless rolls or settling for less than perfect wipes. Riff prompts. Think about a time when you really could have used Dude Wipes literally every single day.
Yeah.
My ass is an absolute disaster. And also wetting the toilet paper, it's
Not the same.
it doesn't do it. It turns into a little tiny like paper dildo you shove up your butt, and you're like, just comes out disgusting. And you're like, fuck.
Dude, I had an itchy asshole for a while, and I started hitting the wipes, and it did help.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. It's there. I mean, especially when I travel, when I'm in a hotel, it's like I'm always just cursing myself when I don't have the wipes on me. Because in a hotel, when I travel, my ass. I could talk about this for an hour,
Dude.
My ass just goes haywire when I travel.
Well, this is the first time I ever had like a chronic itchy asshole. Normally
really?
you get an itchy asshole, once in a while. This was like,
Just had to start hitting them.
plaguing me. You know what I mean? We're early in the morning, you're trying to get sleep an extra hour, and you just can't because your asshole is just so bad.
Squirming in bed. Well, guys, Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down. Available on Amazon and at major retailers nationwide. I was laughing about the immigrant, whatchamacallit, it wasn't a parade, the protest. I was laughing about that the other day. It was just
The fire parade?
no way there was fucking Mexican dudes at that protest.
No way.
No.
No way.
They're never anywhere like fun. They're always like at work.
Yeah.
That's where they've been getting most of them is like at work. And then like
Yeah.
pulling up on them at graduation was cold blooded, but also genius.
They heard them at graduation?
They were getting them at like high school graduations in LA.
What?
Yeah. Like literally they would just wait for like
You
a
would
Spanish
shake all
name
your
to be-
teacher's hand or just be an ICE agent like, hey, congratulations.
Basically, it was just like apparently like ICE like pulled up to the graduation and they're just like making note of who's clapping at Spanish names. And then like people kind of became aware of it, and then you just saw a mass exodus. People just started running off the fucking graduation.
What?
And people are like really upset. Like,
Yeah, I wonder how much of that, because I've actually, it wasn't our neighbors in Philly. Well, there was our neighbors, but they're like friends or cousins are ICE agents, and I've talked to them, and they're like, dude, it's nowhere. We're not doing any of this stuff they're saying we're doing.
Oh, really?
They've claimed they're
I
like,
think it's all just
bullshit.
internet skits.
That's what yeah. It's Key and Peele sketch. I think it's all Key. I could be wrong. I don't know.
It's just Drewski.
They could be biased. I don't know.
It would be funny to just buy an ICE agent costume.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
go to a
Because we don't know what
graduation.
an ICE agent looks like.
Yeah.
Like we all just heard these terms like
I think
5 years ago.
I think they're dressed like Stryker from Mortal Kombat. That's the exact. It's like dude. If that protest, if they did get immigrants there, that would be genius. But guys, we're gonna go surround ICE agents. They just drop a giant fucking net. I got you, motherfuckers. I got you. I got you.
It's fucking like Finding Nemo. There's just a little Mexican kid. Swim down.
Dude.
Swim down. Abajo.
I love Mexican immigrants. I think they're fucking sick. I like them. Every one I've ever met has been awesome. I've never met a murderer or rapist. among them.
No.
But I'm sure
It's all barbacks.
Yeah, it's all dudes just working hard as hell.
Yeah, man.
So, so I've never met a murderous. They're usually very uptight about the law. I remember I was driving this Mexican guy when I was working. I just started smoking a joint in my car, and he looked at me like, "The fuck are you doing?" I was like, "Man, relax." He's like, "No, dude, if we get pulled over, I'm fucked." And I was like, "Oh yeah, my bad."
Yeah, they're scared.
And then he tried to rape me. I said, "Hey, buddy, we don't like that kind of stuff in this country. That's enough of that, man."
He didn't know that was against the law.
He didn't
That was just what we do.
I wonder where they hide all of the hot Mexican women. I know they have to exist because like Selena was hot.
Yes.
But like, where do you get more Selenas? You know what I mean? Like,
I saw some babes down in the Yucatan. If I'm being honest, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think the hot ones, they don't come here.
We get the workhorses.
Right.
Yeah, we get and they're on an American diet, and they just, you know what I mean?
That's the other thing. I was just in San Antonio. Everyone down there is fucking fat as shit, right? And it's just like it's not from Mexican food though. Like, oh, you guys came over here and started eating our shit to excess. You know what I mean? You're not cooking because I don't think. Like, I get it. Rice and beans is kind of starchy, but not like that.
Yeah, it's not gonna balloon you like that. Yeah, yeah. It's
I think their bodies can't handle it too. I think that's like an actual thing. Like they didn't evolve with our shitty food. They were like over there.
Yeah.
And then we just showed up and their bodies like they're used to like storing fat for like a really long time. They're used to like starving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're more keto. They're intermittent fasting for like months at a time.
I swear to God, I don't know when I saw like a PBS documentary that was just like
The Mexican.
for real. And it was just showing like it was just where they like cut people's heads off and they just show their fat bodies. It was just showing like Mexicans and stuff walking around and they're like the fat is in all weird places.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean they're.
I swear
It's
to God,
true.
this is true. I swear to God, it's PBS.
They hit a point. If they have enough American food, they become like Russian nesting dolls. But no, when I was in the Yucatan, I didn't see a lot of them, man. It was like kind of like slender Mexican babes.
Yeah, surfing and stuff.
Tight ponytails.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not lusting after them. I was just saying it was you didn't see
nobody
you didn't see like
strong
the
enough to
line
resist
the line
tight
like the
ponytail.
linemen women, you know what I mean? Like the offensive line ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tortas. You didn't see I didn't see any tortas. But it is interesting because I feel like I'm like confused. Are there indigenous Mexicans or indigenous Mexicans, the Indians who are down there? That's what I was kind of confused. So, the Mayans were like Indians, though.
Yeah, they're
kind of.
Indians.
Yeah, they're
But then there
all-
was like Mexicans. So I'm like confused. I'm going to get a clear
No, they're all
understanding.
Indians.
Are they all
Yeah,
Indians?
yeah.
Mixed with
Yeah.
Spaniards.
Yeah,
Then there's some Mexicans that are so Mexican they look Asian. Do you ever get a load of those
Yeah,
guys?
dude. So I lived in Bushwick for years, and it's mostly Mexicans, but they all look so Asian. And they
Yeah.
got the same kind of haircut, that bowl cut. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where you're like,
Yeah, because the Asians just
Got the
walked
math
up
cut.
over that.
The athlete's cut.
The Asians walked up over the land bridge.
Did they really?
Yeah,
Into Mexico?
yeah, and then they became Indians.
Oh, the Bering Strait.
it's your eyes shifting around. Is what I'm like. That's
I'm
what
looking
made me
for
go
some
like.
level of confirmation here. I'm like, you with me? Knock if you're with me.
I'm thinking you're looking for us to like add or tag onto this, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know whether he's serious.
I mean, what is an Indian really?
Just a guy
Once
that
you're
walked
looking
from
for
China.
Yeah, once you're looking for food long enough, I think you just become an Indian. You know what I mean? If you walk like 20 miles for a meal, I think they do. Like, all right, man.
I mean, think about how
Have feathers
badass.
on your head. You're like, who the fuck do these guys?
Think about how badass they must. They outwalked the Chinese.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because everyone was going, I guess, east at their time.
To escape what? The cold or something?
Nah,
Like
they're just
glaciers?
like fucking. Let's check shit out.
That is tight. If like a continent kind of emerges in the ocean, I'd be like, let's go check this out.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just just come and go. Like the water levels rise. Like apparently there was a time you used to be able to like walk to Australia from like China. There was like a set of Polynesian islands
Oh yeah,
that they've all just kind of been submerged.
Right.
And, those
Yeah, it's kind of nuts. I was reading the other day about the Indo-European language, like how like I didn't realize the English language is linked to like Arabic, all those like Indian dialects, it's all the same root language.
Yeah.
So like they said that every other person alive today speaks some form of Indo-European like languages. It's like English, French, Italian, all those ones, Iranian. They're all based on the same root language. Sanskrit as well, which is a dead language now.
Yeah, I mean
It's
that's
like-
I've always said English is the best language.
It is. It should
And if your
become.
word is good enough, it'll become English.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yes, we'll take it in.
Yeah, we'll just take it. It's
Torta.
a mutt
Torta.
language. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, dude, language, they said every like 800 years, languages are complete. Like Old English is totally unrecognizable now. That was the English language. It changes all the time.
Yeah, it evolved. It's
Yeah.
the sickest. It's the only
English
one that
is
really
the
does
best.
that.
We should just all knock it off and just go English everywhere. I'm not like, I'm not saying it in a way like where I'm angry about it or whatever. I don't care.
No.
But it is the most convenient language.
Because
in
we're
my
not
opinion.
saying we won't use those words. Just show us the good ones. We'll use them.
Yeah.
You know
Or,
what I
like,
mean? We'll
dude,
just take
I could
it.
go Spanish during like lovemaking maybe. Just save them.
Yeah, I'm learning Spanish now. I'm like 2 years into Duolingo, but it sucks because they're teaching me such an old Spaniard version of Spanish. Like my wife is Puerto Rican, so she speaks Caribbean slang. And she's like, you're talking like the way someone would talk in the Bible.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah,
It's kind of sick though.
yeah, like you're speaking Spanish, but it's like no one talks like that.
That's Spain. I was talking we went out and did like snorkeling. I talked to the tour guide and he was saying that like when people from Spain come there, they're like their version of British people basically. Like the way they talk is just kind of like, just sounds like snobby, I guess.
Yeah. I got put onto that one of my earlier times coming to
That sucks.
Texas. I was in Houston and I met this Mexican girl who was just talking about how like they think Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, their Spanish is trash.
Yeah.
They're like, what the fuck? But they said people in Spanish think Mexicans are trash, like the way they talk.
Yeah, they hold it down. I think having like a long colonial empire for a while, you can start to kind of look down on everybody as like kind of sucking.
Well, here's the other crazy
I'm
thing.
saying
Apparently,
it sucks to spend 2 years learning a language and realize you've been learning like the snootiest version.
yeah. This was like when I was in
Just
college learning.
Spent 2 years working on becoming a condescending prick. You didn't even know it.
Just sound like an asshole.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to.
Yeah, you turned me into an asshole. I paid thousands of dollars. Now I sound like an absolute jerk off. I could lean into that though, dude. Just fuck him up with some Vosotros. Be like, you guys don't know about that?
Yeah,
Is that like
Vosotros?
formal?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
formal.
very.
That's like the formal like saying we. You like Vosotros, but it's only used in Spain, I believe.
Okay.
I don't even think they use it anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's just it's like an old computer language.
Yeah.
Like, it's the basis of shit, but no one uses it.
It's like they're indubitably, basically. Indubitably. I used to tell my teacher, my Spanish teacher in high school, she's like, you got to hit like the accent. And I'd be like, no, if I'm going to use this language, I'm going to try to get babes and I want my accent because I never get to use an
Exactly.
accent. Like,
Right.
I can have a foreign accent. Why would I? That's also insane.
right.
Like, at some point it becomes almost like a total impression.
I know. Could you
started
imagine like a
dressing up.
Mexican person just like doing a white accent
Yes.
to like nail English, and you'd be like, dude.
Yeah, relax, man.
I don't know.
Chill the fuck
if you
out.
matched an outfit to it, if you started dressing like the Count of Monte Cristo or something, and just
That would be nice.
just going into Mexican bars.
Yeah, if they were like, darn Skippy. You'd be like, all right, tone it fucking down, brother. Tone it the fuck down.
Isn't that happening to Chinese too? Aren't they getting rid of all the characters
What you mean?
The
because
fucking
they're just
wingdings.
unworkable? Yeah.
Yeah, no one has
Chinese-
time to draw a tiny waterfall.
And it's like-
yeah.
You can't exactly.
How do I say this? You have to
And
draw like the sun
You
and
also
stone.
can't put a tiny waterfall like on a keyboard.
Yeah.
You know.
I know. When I see like Chinese people texting on the train in New York, I'm just like, what the fuck?
I know,
Like, you know, it's
dude.
like, how do you like, especially from like, you don't even know where to begin. Like, I understand they don't read like we do left or right, but you're like, wait a minute, is this the Matrix?
What do they
Like,
read?
do
Bottom
you-
to the top?
I think they read up and down, and then
Yeah.
also like left
Seriously?
or right. Yeah,
I think it's right.
They're just
to
playing
left and-
Sudoku all day long. Yeah, I'm all for, just like we'll pick a language and just all rock with it. We kind of have a little bit. English dude, literally, well, that doesn't count because like Arabic and all that stuff, whatever. But yeah, I'd say English, just,
It's
I'd
the
say just
best.
pick it. It's the best, I would say.
It's the best because it can become anything.
Yeah.
yeah. And we don't have weird sounds that require like your throat and tongue and nose to get involved. you know?
True. It's a lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lazy language.
Dude, I got a haircut the other day, and it was at like the place my wife goes to. So it was like it was a very gay place, a very gay establishment.
Yeah, it was a salon.
Yeah, it's like literally a hair salon. And
Just like
Yeah.
it's a gayest barbershop.
there's got to be a word for this. It was literally a hair salon.
I'm such a man. I don't even know what this is. It's fucking gay. I'll tell you that.
Well, I was sitting there. It was dudes are the best. He gave me a strict lecture. He's like, "Do you put product in your hair?" I was like, "Not really." And he was like, "Dude, gay to straight, it's time. It's time you put something." I was like, "Yeah, it's a good sell." But I was watching ladies turn it on so hard when they like see gay guys. They all like act like hi. It's weird. They like do this whole. They kind of really sell this whole voice. And I came up with a theory. I really think like they are connected on like a soul level. I think like if you live a lifetime as a woman, once you like nail it karmically, I think you come back as a gay man.
As a gay man.
Yeah, I think women after like 6 lifetimes come back as a gay man.
Yeah.
That's like their reward.
And they get to fuck dudes.
Yes.
Yeah.
With a penis.
That's the reward.
And still like, like get all decked out with clothes and all that stuff.
I don't know. Women, though, they're like that, dude. They're so disingenuous. They'll take on anyone that they're talking to.
They really will.
They do the same thing with like babies. You know what I mean? Like women, they'll put on a totally different facade and voice and bend down and talk to a child completely different. It's like, hey, bitch, I just saw you talk like an adult. Right there, and now you're gonna come down and put on kid voice for me? Like you're here. Women are psycho. Like
what
that.
even are you? They are shapeshifters for sure.
Absolutely,
they are.
They're all. It's like that
I've been
movie
working with this concept now that like
it's crawling on the ceiling.
I've been working with this concept now that like a blowjob is such a disingenuous act.
How so?
No.
Like because they're done with so much enthusiasm up front.
Yeah,
but the enthusiasm only gets less and less and less as time goes on. So clearly, like you were never really into this.
That's fair.
And it's like you can imagine, the more you've been with a woman, she loves you more.
Yeah.
So you should be doing that more, or at least with more enthusiasm, because the love has gone up.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. So somehow it's like, oh, this is not an act of love.
Yeah.
This is more an act of manipulation.
I believe you. They are at root kind of those like Egyptian guys outside of like a mall kiosk. They'll like polish your one nail really well. And then it's a scam. It's totally a scam. It's a fucking scam.
Polishing my nail.
You know how they do that? They'll get one and they'll smooth it up, and you're like, "That's nice." And like, all right, give me $500. Like,
right. I hate those
things
too because they don't come off for like a month. Every day you look at this one shiny nail and you're like, "What does that say about me? What is that?"
I gotta imagine on some level for them the thrill is gone. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Blowjobs?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't
It's
understand,
but what I'm saying is, it's like if they needed something, they could turn it on the same way they turn on baby talk or same way they turn on gay talk.
True.
For sure. Yeah, it's I've been starting.
Requires some strategy on our part.
Yeah, true.
You got to create
incessantly.
You got to create things that they need. That only a blowjob will give them access to.
This is turning into a Red Pill podcast real fast.
I want to start doing that. Just listening to Red Pill reels in bed next to my wife, because I caught one the other day. It's like, if your wife, as soon as a girl you're with stops giving you head, she doesn't love you anymore, and you're now a beta. And I was just like, dude, I'm sending this to her right now. Fuck that. It's so funny. She has lost all attraction for you, and she's thinking about another more successful man. She wants to suck their penis. Jesus. Those guys are just nonstop, man.
Right.
It's such a wild, like the men's rights movement is. It's like exhausting.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I get it. Yeah, we die in war for sure.
Right.
It's like, geez, take a fucking breath, man.
I just also like the fact that they are hiring streetwalkers.
Yes,
like they literally just find prostitutes on the street. Like, yo, how much for your time for like the next 2 hours?
Yeah.
Do you
those
want to come
podcasts
in
are
and
sick.
debate? Like,
It's insane. Just 12 women and just being like, you guys are whores, and they're like, yeah, you're paying me. I can't.
right? And they're just sitting there filing their nails. Like, yeah, okay, I'm a whore. And then like one is like actually trying to argue, but wait, and it's like, no, just sit and get your money, love.
Those are the wildest. I do feel like that would be a cool experience to just talk to 12 escorts at one time. I would simp out, so I couldn't. I would simp. Like, you guys' lives are actually really hard. And that's a good point, actually.
No one respects you. Yeah.
Yeah, sex work is weird. It's weird how sex work became like a A lot of like very educated kind of white ladies got into this whole thing. They're like, I'm a sex worker, and they, you know, like with the only they'll like show their tits on OnlyFans, be like, we're united. It's like, dude, you're not a sex worker, man.
Yeah.
When the sex workers are like women who have no choice.
Yeah.
Being like, I'll do this for a month. It's like, dude,
Right.
knock it off.
They just want to justify making the money.
Yeah, true.
You know, it's an internal conflict that's being externalized.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
no, a lot of women have gone the other way with the soft girl lifestyle. Are you
What's the
familiar with
soft
soft
girl
girl
lifestyle?
versus
Soft girl? No.
soft girl? So there was girl boss. We grew up in an era of girl boss. Sex in the City. It was all about bossing up. A lot of them are now going soft girl lifestyle. And I looked into it. It was started by Nigerian women who, due to like just rampant inflation, were like, we got to learn how to like get along without stuff. And it's all about just like focusing on pampering yourself, letting go of like your drive for success, and just going full self-care. So it's like a whole trend on TikTok.
Yeah,
Soft girl.
yeah.
Where you just wear like you just get super girly.
Yep.
And you're like, no, I'm totally okay with the man.
I'm
taking care of
starting
me.
to get that way now. That's what this long hair is about.
Soft
Like I've
girl-
never had long hair in my life. Like, yeah, dude. I'm like taking care of myself. Like I used to have like a low Caesar because I had like alopecia spots from just being a grizzled man out here that no one cares about. And now I'm like, I have a loofah, you know what I mean? And I like moisturize, and I'm like, wow. Like
Yeah.
who knew you could just be a softie and still be fine?
Yeah.
Well, it's like tied into like politics apparently. Like the self care was big because they're like taking a nap. The girls are just taking naps again.
Yeah.
And it's like a whole thing on TikTok. Like it's actually a political act to rejuvenate myself, so I continue the fight. It's like, dude, go take a nap.
Turning a nap into a cause.
Yeah, for real.
That's insane.
I was reading an article about Sabrina Carpenter because it was actually it was a decent article. It was written, I think, by like a gender studies major. So it was like all of this like it got like super complicated unnecessarily. But they were saying they were saying white women have appropriated the soft girl lifestyle, which was like Nigerian, Black American women more so, and white girls are just starting to do it more as like, I'm going to the spa, I'm a soft girl. But they were saying she is
appropriating the soft girl
lifestyle, which is like just
stolen. Yeah.
they're saying they're like warping it. It was all about like political naps and like eggs costing 50 million jubilos or whatever the fuck, whatever money. I don't know what the money is.
Yeah. Whatever silly currency.
Yeah. That is a sick move for things like just rampant inflation and be like, dude, I'm going to do a TikTok trend. I'm done trying to get stuff.
It's so funny. Just that's how you deal with inflation. Just take a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a political nap, rejuvenate yourself, do your nails, and just kind of like think about plot your next move, how to battle.
Yeah, taking pictures of your asshole, trying to figure that out.
Guys, this episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. You might not realize it, but guys face tons of pressure. Talk about any stigmas. Men face tons of stigmas. We can't express our emotions, dude, and it's just not fair. We need a therapist to teach us how to do that. Speak on the difficulties men face when seeking help with mental health. Sometimes you feel like a weak little girl, but you got to, overcome that and be a fucking man in therapy and outside of therapy. Real strength isn't about bottling everything up inside and hiding your faults. It's acknowledging that you need help and doing something about it. If you feel like you're carrying the weight of the world, talk to someone, a friend, a family, or a professional. BetterHelp has over 35,000 licensed therapists you can connect with. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. You should definitely do it. Guys, millions of people rely on BetterHelp, and based on the many reviews and 4.9 ratings in the App Store, it works. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/MSSP. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/MSSP. But they're saying Sabrina Carpenter, I guess her, because she's like, her whole thing is she's like a small, petite, you know what I'm talking about?
I know her, yeah.
I'm just learning about this person, but she's a very small, petite lady. And they're saying, and it's actually kind of overt, her cover to her, I think her new album is the same as the book cover of Lolita, which is about that man who was obsessed sexually with a 12-year-old girl.
Okay.
And her album cover does kind of copy that. And this lady who's like, I think like a feminist lady she's selling pedophilia and everyone's eating it up.
Wow.
It's like,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, it's fair. It's a
Right.
fair analysis. Then she did like a big thing about the soft girl lifestyle and how it was stolen. I was like, all right, well.
Sabrina Carpenter did, or the other lady?
Yeah, she's saying she's like a warped version. They did that with Me Too. Me Too was black ladies started Me Too. And then it was just it was like factory workers.
That makes sense too, yeah, because there would be the person that will actually speak up.
Yeah,
Like especially the era that we came out of. Like if someone was sexually assaulted, it's going to be a black woman to be like, nah, that nigga raped me, okay? Like then you be like, nah, girl, you need to stand up for yourself, like,
dude, it was for real. It was in like factories. Women were getting like their asses grabbed and stuff in factories.
Yeah.
And finally, they were like, "Fuck this!" And then like Gwyneth Paltrow was like, "Yeah, I'm uncomfortable on movie sets," and it became this whole thing. Well, I mean, a lot of them. Harvey Weinstein
it's
was.
like
Did you ever seen remember that movie Tu Wong Fu? Oh, Tu Wong Fu was like Wesley Snipes and John Leguizamo and the other.
Yeah, isn't it
What were
like
they
Thelma
doing?
and Louise?
They were
but
in
they're
drag.
trans? Yeah.
What?
It's fucking Wesley Snipes. What's the white guy from Roadhouse?
Patrick Swayze?
Patrick Swayze.
All wore the dress?
They were all drag queens or trans people, but like they're like driving a Cadillac across country, stopping through small town America and changing things, just making things fabulous, but also teaching middle America white women how to like stand up to their husbands, like because it's like cartoonish evil. Like the man is like beating the woman around the house because he put pepper in the sauce, you know what I mean? And they're like, girl, you got to stand up for yourself. Like at one point, Patrick Swayze like goes in and kicks the guy's ass in a dress, you know what I mean? It's like weird, yeah, man.
It was like a Miss Doubtfire kind of situation.
Yeah.
He enters a swim meet and just crushes everybody.
Them in drag beating up husbands?
Yeah.
It's kind of sick, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't know that
That'd be
existed.
such a
You didn't know that existed?
No.
Yeah, it's called Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. It's a very long title, like Don't Be a Menace.
And it was Snipes, too.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes, man. Like, yeah, and he's like
Who looked the most like a woman?
John Leguizamo.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, 'cause he's all like Puerto Rican down, you know what I mean? And, oh, papi, and you're like, okay,
Yeah,
like
BBL.
like I still can't unsee John so feminine that way, you know?
Yeah.
He does a lot. He did a lot of like drag stuff back in the early '90s.
Really?
Yeah, he was like okay in the dress and makeup.
Yeah.
This is a theater man, and he's not even Puerto Rican. That's fake. He's Italian, actually.
Yeah, I've heard.
What?
Yeah.
He's Italian?
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife.
Surprised
is,
he goes into that movie be like, no, this is how you hit your wife. You fucking faint left. That's crazy, man. That's a fucking insane movie.
How'd you find that out?
The internet.
Oh.
Is he like all Italian or is it like a...
No, he's
is
not
like
Puerto Rican. I think he did something like anti-Trump or something. And everybody dug in.
fuck.
Yeah, they dug
They
in.
always know though, dude. My
Yeah.
wife is Puerto Rican. She knows who's what. Like they keep track. dude.
Yeah.
No, he's Filipino. That doesn't count. He's Cuban. Okay. I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, they're very racist.
I do like intergroup beef. Like, it just makes me laugh when it's like Mexicans are like, fuck Puerto Ricans. You're like, damn, you guys are beefing? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Makes you feel, you're like, all right, well,
Yeah, like
maybe white guys aren't the worst.
That's what I'm about to say. Do white guys do that? Do white guys have any inter-white guy beef? I
It's
mean,
fading. It was like my dad like held it down like fuck Italians. Like he was kind of. I mean, it wouldn't be like overt.
oh
where he's
yeah,
like stewing
Irish and
over it.
Italians used to hate each other.
We used to live in
right?
different. It was like I mean, not me, but
South
like my
Philly.
dad grew up. Yeah, it was Southwest Philly. They moved to Havertown, but they in Southwest Philly it was like he's like you wouldn't even go to Italian neighborhoods. It was just kind of like fuck that.
Yeah, I guess we were kind of squashing the beef.
Catholic school. I feel like you go to Catholic school and like all right, sorry.
But I think it was also because like most Irish dudes and back in the day all went into law enforcement.
a lot
And
did.
like a lot of Italian guys were up to no good.
yeah, true.
So I think that's kind of where that beef is going to start. You know,
True.
Yeah.
I can see that. There was a lot of Irish guys up to no good as well, but I think they were just quiet, not as flashy.
Yeah.
Italian guys were way too flashy.
Yeah.
They were. They fucking blew it.
Yeah.
Although I felt bad for the Philly mob, you know.
What, when they all got like
The last article I saw about the Philly mob was like they caught them. They had like counterfeit like cigarette machines and like jukeboxes.
yeah, really slumming it.
I was like, oh man, just let them have it.
Just
dude.
dinosaurs, dude.
Yeah.
They got busted for being
Fake
bookies.
arcades.
Yeah.
Right?
They just had tokens. Some Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
Yeah, they're like lost in time because it's like the last like standing organized group is like the Mummers, right?
Also dressed like girls.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they. I remember in like the early 2000s, a lot of the bookies got busted. There was like Nicky the Hat was a big one, and they all just got
Sick.
crushed. It was a sick name. but they all just got like crushed. A lot of them lived out in like the Ridley Park area, like the suburbs surrounding Philly. They had like Italian club. There's like a club. When I worked for this guy, we used to go to this like one Italian club, and they all claim to be kind of like mobbed up, but they're all geezers.
Yeah.
They own like florist shops and stuff. They were kind of sick.
They all started doing that kind of that Sopranos thing, where like guys that were not in the mob were like, I'm in the mob.
Yeah, that's the Italian curse. It's like your nephews, like my uncles. Every fucking Italian thinks their uncle's in the mafia.
I hated meeting those guys.
So annoying.
Meanwhile, he's just he's got one jukebox.
Yeah,
steals money from. Yeah, he's in the mob, dude.
My uncle's like the touch of tunes. Yeah, dude,
touch tunes crushed.
My dad and his brother. So did like all the gambling websites. Just put them out. There's nothing. I guess they can still like sneak, like import women, maybe.
Yeah,
shipping cargoes, but shipping containers. But
true.
I think the Ruskies got that under control. So
yeah. I guess like funeral homes is still kind of the play.
Yeah.
There's got to be some way to do something with funeral homes. Well, dude, but I know that's got to struggle also, because from what I'm understanding, like my family owns a funeral home in Atlantic City.
Nice.
And they're struggling now
because
is
booming.
Yes. It used to be.
God.
It used to be.
Geniuses.
But they're saying like younger people don't value, they're coming in like, all right, my grandmother died. What is the cheapest way we can get this done?
Incinerator,
you know what I mean? Like,
move on.
Yeah. Like,
it's expensive, man. Yeah, you go in there. A lot of my dad and his brothers were a family-owned trash company, which was like a red flag for like people would say organized crime. They weren't at all, but they dealt with like trash company was largely controlled by the mob, and they would get like their dumpsters stolen all the time by mob guys.
Yeah,
they'd have to go up and be like, "Give me my fucking dumpster back."
But I understand that now, man. Especially after living in a city like New York, where it's just like, hey, man, if we don't pick up the trash, things are going to get bad for you. So, it's a good business to be in.
Yeah, and that's sanitation. These were like dumpsters are more like private, because like the city sanitation is kind of just like, that's just kind of like city workers. But then if like dumpsters, like dropping dumpsters off at like hospitals and shit and picking them back up, and you just have a yard where you just dump all your trash and separate it.
Yeah.
Because you could get rid of anything. Or you could. That's why the trash was like super.
Yeah.
And the cement. That's why all the Italians did cement, because you could just fucking pour cement over people, toss them in. It's true, dude. My dad would get dumpsters from the hospital, and like when people would come in with injuries, they would just throw their weapons away. Yeah. So they would get like guns and shit in the trash. And they were like, "Fuck yeah." It's kind of sick.
I know. And then they got weird because instead of selling them, right, in these younger generations, they're, I'll just sell these to my black friends. You know what I mean? So now you got black kids walking around with guns with bodies on them. Like,
Yeah, dude. The switches thing is terrifying.
Yeah.
Turning them automatic.
Yeah, man.
That was scary. Yeah, you can put a switch on a gun.
Switch extended clips where now instead of 16 shots, you'll have like 32, and you just squeeze the button and it just
turns automatic.
And it's just children running around with extendos and no aim. They don't go to the range ever. Because their motto is just like, I'm just squeezing at the whole area and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's crazy how that got caught up in like the YouTube algorithm too, where it's like financially. If you have like a cool like drill rap thing, and it's like you can prove that you've murdered lots of people, it's like it does well on YouTube. People are like, fuck yeah.
The young rappers, I don't even know any of their music. No. I only hear about them shooting like people or going to jail because like this person has confirmed they murdered someone, and I'm like,
they do minute long. So every song's 1 minute long.
Yeah,
and it's just them being like, yeah, I definitely killed that guy. And you're like, all right, that's fucking crazy.
Damn.
It's fucked up. I've gone down those rabbit holes so many times where I'll get like invested in those guys, and they die. Like you'll find out they died, and you're like, damn.
We're talking about that last night too. That has become the genius of the music business pushing hip hop. It's like, let's just find a young crash out with no family that hopefully they'll get big enough where we could just collect their royalties forever. You know what I mean? Like they'll just die. They don't have children. No one cares. And it's like, yeah.
We'll it's a pretty sinister model.
Yeah, you hire a new artist to kill off the old artist. Yeah, you need it for the credit for your next album.
Yeah.
Don't worry, he's only going to shoot you a little bit. You won't die.
Well, also, I mean, even if it's not intentional, it's like, you're running a music label, and once it happens once, you're like, that worked out pretty well for us. I could see it being like, that guy's a surefire bet. That guy's a good pick. Oh, you want to sell heroin? We'll give you a little bit of money. How about you get in there and get active? Dude, I could definitely see that happening.
So funny.
Right.
Going in for a meeting. It's like, do you have anyone you could kill or?
Right, yeah. Do you have any active beefs with anyone?
Yeah. Well, there's like subreddits where like people go on and give like the scoop, like this person is against this person. It's all because there's so much upside. If you pop off on the algorithm, you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That is also scary to me where, like you said, these reaction videos where those videos also have like 250,000 views just reacting to what someone did on their live.
Yeah.
You know, people just sit there and watch people go live and screen record and be like, all right, cool. I got content now. You know?
Yeah. I do like the streams, like the young black streamers where it's just dudes standing in a room with a fucking scroll of just people commenting.
Yeah.
That shit's fucking sick.
Yeah.
And they're just sitting there like eating a sandwich.
Yeah. It's insane.
It's fucking great.
Like who's the one guy? Kai Cenat.
Cenat,
He's
yeah.
huge. He's like his platform is massive.
To the point where Kamala Harris was like begging to get on the show during her run for election and he wouldn't let her on.
It is crazy that there are podcasters who seem genuinely more powerful than the presidential candidates. We're like, yeah, I'm good on her. Who else we got? Your booking service? You're like the presidential.
He went live to say that. He's like, yo, Secret Service keeps calling my phone trying to get me to have Kamala on. I don't want to be political, but
Kamala
I knew
needs to
that he was
sit
going to
in his
be.
bedroom.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to be in those crosshairs when he did that stunt in Union Square.
What do you do?
He said he was going to give out like a few PlayStation 5s and like 250,000 kids showed up to Union Square and it was like a massive riot. They destroyed the place. And it was like there was no brand that didn't see that was like, get that kid on.
That's kind of chum in the waters, putting out a bunch of PS5s.
Yeah.
That's a recipe for disaster. 250,000 people,
and they just tore the place apart. Like his team had to get him out of there in an SUV, and there's like helicopter footage of like people are hanging on the SUV as it's speeding away. Like, you know, they're like hanging on for dear life.
It was like the Iraqi extraction.
Yeah. And I'll never forget the day that happened. We were in the city. I was actually in Washington Square Park recording content, man on the street content for my podcast. And there's just like a helicopter just kind of like hovering. And I remember my wife, she's like, those are police helicopters. Like something crazy is happening right now. You know what I mean? And then we got home and saw the news and it was like, oh yeah.
Damn. Yeah, that is wild, man. That is so funny for just podcasts, just dudes in a room. Like it'd be nice if Kamala went on and did the Kodak Black where she just like tossed a pill up in the air, caught perks out of the air. That's my favorite appearance on any kind of show.
Yeah.
Where he just threw a perk in the air, caught in his mouth, and he goes, a little glitch for the Twitch, and just like lay there. It was like, fucking love that dude.
Those dudes, I love that they're just like by themselves going live all the time.
Yeah.
To the point, I'm not even sure whether they're real people anymore. Like, there's no way Soldier Boy is a human being.
Dude, I got an opportunity to hang out with Kai Cenat once, and it's like they just filmed his girlfriend beating him up, and then they stopped, and he was like, nice.
Yeah, it's insane.
Oh,
it was just like a made up scene.
Yeah, like it's like the littlest things go. Like he's going viral right now as we speak because he was at the BET Awards.
Saw that.
And he was just in the parking lot and fucking Wale is walking in the parking lot and he sees him and he doesn't know who he is, but he was nice. He was like, oh, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And then he gets in the thing and the chat is just going crazy like, oh, Wale. And he's like, Wally? What the fuck is Wally?
Yeah.
And then like the guy filming is like, Wale. That's the guy you just, and he's like, oh, what'd he do? And fucking then like, everyone's like, yo, you don't know Wale, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And Wale, he's kind of petty for this because he does this a lot.
Yeah.
He's like online and he's always reading comments of what people are saying about him. Then he goes and approaches Kai Cenat like in the award show to be like, yo, that interaction got me looking crazy online right now, man, but we'll talk later. Like, and Kai is like sitting there talking to Snoop Dogg. Like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
It's also now you look crazy to be like, it's also insane to be like if he knew you, that's just how it works. Like if somebody doesn't know you, it's not that person's fault.
Right.
and you just got to let it go.
Right.
Especially if you're
He probably did know him though. He's just fucking
No.
with Wale. I'm on
No.
Wale.
I wouldn't
side.
recognize it. If I saw
This is
him, I would,
unbelievable. The disrespect.
You'd be surprised what 21 and 22-year-olds
No,
don't
dude,
know.
No, Kai knows.
Nah, man. There's a
you think
Kai
he knows?
knows. This is the most plugged in guy. He almost had Kamala Harris. on
no,
his back.
because here's the thing. It's been going on for the rest of the night of other older black celebrities that he didn't know.
Yeah, no,
Guys,
that's-
now, it's got to be a test now.
no, he's doing a bit, dude. He's fucking with these guys.
I mean, you have the inside track.
Unbelievable.
You have the inside track.
I'm sick and tired of it.
What are you sick and tired of?
You show up to the BET Awards, you don't know anyone there? Bullshit. It's
He knew Snoop and
bullshit,
Kevin Hart.
dude.
Who else do you need to know?
Oh,
Introduce
yeah.
everybody else.
When's the last time Wale put out a song?
I don't know a single song.
I know his songs from like 12 years ago.
Okay, but here's the other thing, right? Now,
Still.
you know Wale, right?
Yeah.
And remember when he was doing this stuff with Seinfeld?
No, what have?
He had an album about nothing, the mixtape about nothing. And
I
all
I
of
thought
his
he was making
albums.
stuff with Seinfeld.
Well, he
thought you
did.
meant- I thought you meant-
He would do skits with Seinfeld in between the songs. But the way the project worked, he reached out, like he would do these mixtapes about nothing where he would play excerpts from the show to lead in the songs that he wrote.
Yeah, this is why Kai Cenat doesn't know who he is.
Exactly. But then he like actually reached out to Seinfeld to see if he could get Seinfeld to do these things. And when Seinfeld got the notice, same thing. What the hell is Wally? And like Seinfeld's wife happened to know. She was in the room like, oh, Wale. I love Wale. He's great. He actually uses clips from your show to do the thing. And if that didn't happen, Jerry would have said no. Jerry only said yes because his wife was like, oh, is it good? She's like, yeah, you should do it. And he did, but Jerry didn't know who the fuck he was.
Damn.
But Jerry's wife knows who he is.
Isn't she?
Surprising since she's
And Kai
19.
Cenat doesn't.
It's interesting because he didn't marry his young girlfriend though. I don't think.
Who?
Seinfeld came under fire.
No, yeah. No, they were just dating. Shoshana? Is that her name?
I like Macron's setup where he is married to a woman like 20 years older than him or something.
Did you see she like choked him out?
Yeah, I saw it. I think they were fucking around.
Yeah.
You catch me getting my hands to the throat all the time.
He was live streaming the whole thing.
Yeah.
The comments are going nuts.
I saw it. Well, there's like a for real. Did you ever hear about this? How they say the president of France's wife is a man?
Yeah.
There's like a serious thing into that. But apparently she met him allegedly when he was like a schoolboy.
Mm-hmm.
She was like his teacher. And like they got married and now he's the president of France.
Damn.
Very French.
She really
Yeah,
she
very
really
French,
scouted
very
that out.
high.
Yeah, for real.
Holy shit.
High for talent.
He's like addressed it, I thought. Didn't he like talk about how it was like
He just went super French. He's like, our love was like, no, they're blah, 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 blah. But there's like Candace Owens, like for real. There's like court.
she's mad about it?
She did like a full documentary.
supports it?
She thinks she's like convinced that the dude's wife is a man.
Yeah.
Like went full in, like requested one of those things where it's like they like gave her a deposition, like, yo, you got to stop saying that because like I think the press in Europe works where like if you say something about someone, you have to prove it's true. But in the United States, you can allege anything kind of you want.
Yeah.
And it's on them to prove it's not true.
Right.
Yeah.
So she sent a thing being, they sent a thing being like, stop. And she was like, prove I'm wrong and I'll stop. And they're like, yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
Damn.
Huh?
15 they started dating?
They met in 1990 when Brigitte was teaching the drama club and Macron was 15 years old. Now they're married.
Yeah,
kinda
but that
mad.
doesn't mean they didn't start dating when they met. Like that was their first interaction,
yeah,
and that's
that's-
fucked up that they're trying to show it that way. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, yeah, you can meet somebody
I think they are on record saying we had a romance when I was
at 15.
like
I think so.
maybe shortly after.
I thought it was
Well, you know what? Yeah, I guess it is possible.
also
'Cause
France.
I'm talking about it as if my mother-in-law, she had my wife when she was 15.
Okay.
And here's the crazy thing: I'm closer in age to my mother-in-law than I am to my wife.
Whoa.
Yeah, so there's like a weird dynamic of how we all hang out. Like I'm 9 years older than my wife, but 7 years younger than my mother.
Whoa. Now, can I ask you, is your wife like healthy as a horse? I feel like you're healthier when you're born.
Poor like that, yes, but like, yes, but there's like a lot of psychological stuff that
True,
happen
true,
where
true.
like I can't tell whether this is like from being poor or just being Latina. You know?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that is like the ideal.
Why is Candace so mad? Does she feel like she's being tricked?
She's just a journalist.
Candace, like I feel like Candace, she knows the game. She's just trolling all day long.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
always I don't watch all of her shit, but when I do, I'm always looking for her to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all right, I got you.
Yeah, well, there's a guy. You remember the guy Timothy Leary from Harvard who like did a bunch of acid and like got kicked out in like the 60s or whatever. He like came to the conclusion like, dude, we should be having kids at like 16. Your parents should be raising your kids. Then when you're your grandparents' age, your kids should have kids when they're 16. He's like, it just makes the healthiest humans. 16, 17.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Maybe he said 18. I don't let me not put smart on his name, but
You said 14, 15, 12 or something like that.
But yeah, because there's a thing, man. It's like autism's on like the rise. We're not producing the healthiest kids.
Right, because you think we're making old babies.
Old babies,
Yeah.
soft cum, old babies,
Soft shell crabs.
soft shell. So it might be something. Maybe I have
Maybe
to
you
look
just
into
gotta
that.
like have 16-year-olds just freeze their eggs and jizz
Yeah,
and just keep it, on like
True.
a necklace. And break it when you're ready.
that's
to
not
have
bad.
kids,
It's got. I don't think kids have sex anymore. Even
No,
I've
Yeah,
heard it's like
there
on.
is, yeah.
It's dropping off. It's
Right.
not as like it was.
They're all
So,
just jacking off and on the computer.
yeah. They're working.
Yeah,
They're working on the computer. They're jacking off on the computer.
Yeah, God bless them, man.
it's tough.
Okay. A quick break from the show for a special segment called More or Less Finals Edition, and it's brought to you by Prize Picks. The finals are on, and we're not just talking about basketball here. We're talking hockey, too. Twice the chance for players to show what they've got, and twice the chance for you to get in on the fun. Further prompts to riff. NBA Finals basketball thoughts. Hot takes about who's going to win. Is Shy just a foul merchant? I'm wondering that.
He is a foul merchant, but he's going to get buckets. I would take
More.
every time on
More.
on Shea.
More.
Yeah, more every time on Shea.
More on Shay.
Yeah, every time.
More on Shea LaBeouf. You just heard that. Good call. Stanley Cup Finals. Thoughts? Hot takes about who's going to win. Is it the Oilers' year?
Oilers are gonna make a comeback. I believe it.
Do you think Canada is going to take it finally? Last time they won, believe it or not, was 1993.
I know it was a long time ago. Canadians '93. I want Edmonton to come back and win it. I think Draisaitl and McDavid are gonna turn it on.
I want Canada to lose. Canada less.
Florida's in the catbird seat. I think they're up 2-1.
Really?
Yeah,
All right.
we'll see.
Love
Why
that.
don't- Yeah.
When were you way too confident about making a pick that fell apart?
Oilers to win the cup.
Okay, which team in the NBA Finals do you care more or could care less about?
Pacers care more, Thunder care less, but they're both good. They're
You
both
want the
good.
Pacers to win?
I think I want Pacers to win a little more. They're the underdog. Always go for the underdog.
Yeah, I kind of want the Pacers to win as
I
well.
want
if
them
I'm
to
being
win
honest.
too because I was just in that city and my God, they need it.
That city stinks. Might be the worst city.
God, they need a win.
And SGA is on Oklahoma City, right? He's Canadian.
Yeah,
So
he
you're
is
rooting
Canadian.
against Canada.
Less
all
on
over
the
place
Canadian
here.
as well. They got a Canadian on their team?
Yeah, he's like one of the best players in the league.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Less. If they lose. I'm mad Canada won't let us buy their country.
I know.
I'm
Just
pissed
give it
off
up
about
already. Yeah,
Come on, join the fucking fold, man.
it would be kind of sick.
Owning Canada would be awesome.
Can't we buy it from the British?
Wouldn't it? It would also, if they were just one state and it's 51, like this settles that like election thing, right? Because it's like now it's an odd number of states.
Wait,
Yeah.
why does it matter how many states? I don't understand.
Because then it's not like an even divide of like 25 went this way, 25 went that
Yeah,
way. It has
true.
to go one way because it's an odd
I
number
see
of
what
states.
you're saying.
Yeah.
So every state just gets one vote. Just go state for
Canada
state.
would be hard dem too. They'd be
Probably.
pretty hard dem.
I don't
believe.
know.
Yeah,
You
those
get up in the
truckers. The
oil
truckers
country,
would get
yeah.
fired up.
Yeah.
Fired up.
Yeah, Calgary is like they're like Texas and Calgary.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see what happens, guys. Any particular players, teams, or matchups that you've enjoyed? Has anything surprised you? you have any predictions for the rest of the playoffs? I think we got into it. I think the Pacers.
Yeah, I think I think my prediction is the Thunder's going to win every single of the next games.
You
but
think
I don't
so?
want to see that. Yeah.
Didn't the Thunder just lose recently?
Yeah,
They lost recently by like 1 and like a crazy loss, and then they blew them out the next game by like 20.
damn.
So let's get into it. How do our hot takes fit into the Prize Picks lineups? Did I mention how easy this app is to use, guys? Please begin with your picks. I think we made them. We're going to go. You think the Thunder's going to win?
I think Thunder's going to win.
More on certain players.
More on Shea, more on Halliburton,
There we go.
more on I would go less on Jalen. And less on Chet. 8 rebounds, more on Chet.
What do they got hockey wise over there?
I don't see it.
Okay. I'm gonna go more on Matthias Janmark.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's lock those 2 picks in, guys. So that's our take. Now it's time to lock in yours too with Prize Picks. Win real money with your best takes, whether it's points, rebounds, assists. Take your pick of more or less on their stat projection for your shot to win up to 2,000 times your cash today. Prize Picks is available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. You can submit your picks in 60 seconds or less. It's so easy. We just did it. Download the app today and use code DRENCH to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DRENCH to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I wish I got into sex early. I wish I would have waited.
Wow, early we talking?
I lost my virginity at 14.
You're in the drama club?
Huh?
You're in the drama club?
In the drama club.
What do you think waiting would have done?
I think even to this day, sex is still such a big priority. Like,
in your brain,
it's like it's too much of a focal point.
Mm-hmm.
And I see other people who don't have it as bad as me and how much more stuff they get done.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, and I'm so busy just trying to chase. Like I was talking about that last night. I was laughing about how the other night I'm hanging at the creek and there was like one girl there.
Yeah.
One girl. And I stayed fully occupied and talked to this girl. The minute she left, I was like, all right, well, see you guys later. You know what I mean? I love the mayor, all those guys. I'm like, well, I guess there's no reason to hang out with you guys.
Boy, I got real sleepy all of a sudden.
Yeah.
This feels pointless now. Yeah, I know. There really is no point. Well, if you're like not trying to have sex, there's really no point of going out. I try to tell my wife this. I'm like, why are we going out?
Right. But it's also bad with me on even interacting with women in general.
Yeah.
Like if there's no potential of having sex, you'd be like, okay, what is the point of this conversation again?
Yeah, what
like,
are we-
I'm not trying to be rude, but like,
I can't even understand you anymore. I don't know.
right, where are we going?
It's
Are
just
we going to
pure-
be friends? Like, what is, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't think you could do that. I genuinely think being like, it's one thing to be friendly with a woman, but to be like, let's chill. I still to my head. It's like, how? Why would you do that?
Even because of the age proximity with my mother-in-law, I don't talk to her on the phone. I go through her husband for everything. Just because in my mind, there's still that chance.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just, and it's probably all in my head. It's not real, but that's what I'm saying.
Definitely all in your head. That's insane.
Oh yeah, I can't afford her. You crazy? Like no.
I suffer from the same thing.
Can't call my mother-in-law. Something might happen.
Just FaceTime her with your shirt off. You're like, you gotta stop doing it. I suffer from the same exact thing of like that small voice being like, is she trying to fuck me? I think every time I'll get like an Uber Eats delivery, I'm like, was she trying to fuck me?
Oh yeah. I used to go through that like as a kid, like as a young adult, going to see the doctor. And like the nurse will say some shit like, okay, take your pants off and hop up on the table. And you're like,
That is so funny.
right. You trying to get it in real quick before the doctor comes? Like, what are we doing here?
It is so funny. Even when you're like 11 and you just think the nurse is going to walk in and be like, we've never seen a kid.
Yeah.
Never in our lives. You are a specimen. I need you.
Dude, when I was younger, I assumed wrongly I had a huge dick. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then obviously I eventually learned, came to grips with reality. I did not. But I just assumed I was just crushing it. Yeah. And then I became an adult and I was like, oh, all right. Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. Standard issue for sure.
I still catch it every once in a while and I go, it's looking good today.
Yeah. The Austin Heat is definitely on my side. But I've turned that leaf where I'm like, hopefully it stays, because I suffer from the same thing where it was just like, especially in a relationship, I'm like, I'm counting the days. I'm like, we haven't had sex in fucking 4 days. And I start just being really unpleasant.
That's what I'm saying, right?
I've turned a leaf now where I'm like, and it's kind of it's total reverse psychology. I think it's just a deeper ploy.
Yeah.
But I've been hitting my wife with like, nah, man, I'm trying to retain. Like maybe once a week max. And I even told her, I was like, I'll just flip the script on you. But I have, we were laughing about this, but I have done a thing where I'm just like, you let me know. I'm just gonna keep this shit to myself and just I don't look at porn anymore. People are sick of hearing me talk about this, but it's like I'm just not even. It gets to the point after like a 9-day kind of hold in, I'll start just getting like Terminator vision. I think my wife starts to pick up on it. Like, all right, dude, I'll fucking crank you off. Just to fuck it. Just
that's the good point. She's paying attention to you, which she should. That's the thing that pisses me off sometimes when I see that in marriages where it's like a woman is hyper focused on the kids.
Yes.
She's hyper focused even on the animals and their need. And it's like, hey, you're not noticing the guy walking around with a fucking chip on his shoulder.
I'm breathing like Darth Vader. Just
holding it.
My wife, thank God, and I hope she can keep this up, but like she's even gotten good at giving me sex before attending events that she knows I don't want to be at.
That's nice.
You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, your grandmother's 69th birthday party. All right, I'm going to go. But like, she's like, don't worry, we'll have sex before you go. And then now I'm just here at the party, relaxed. Like, hey, how you guys doing? It's good to see you all. Yeah.
I'd have the opposite effect on me. If you fucked me before the party, I'd be like, I'm not going to the party. There's no way I'm going to the party.
You need the carrot.
Right.
I can't go to the party. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually...
But you got to do it before, because women, they always somehow get tired or get headaches. Like, that's the interesting thing. I see now why women get so many headaches. Like, does your wife forget to eat a lot?
Yes, every fucking day,
it's the dumbest thing in the world where you're like, I forgot to eat today.
It's infuriating.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fucking infuriating. And I'm like, all right, and it's classic, like, well, we have this in the fridge. I don't want that. It's like, then you're not fucking hungry.
Yes.
You're not hungry. Eat a fucking snack.
Yes. Yeah.
We have a bowl of fruit right there.
Yeah.
I'm not hungry for that.
Lick the bag. Yeah.
Yeah, that it has been freeing though, just being like I'll catch myself in that same feedback loop where I'm like, I should be having, and I'm just like, nah, man, just let it go. And it's like been very freeing.
It's such a funny strategy to hold in cum until there's like a real threat of violence. You're like, I'm gonna hold this in until I become so dangerous. She has to jack me off,
dude. After a while,
she just wakes up and finds him sitting on the foot of the bed. Yeah, fucking 5:30 in the morning. He's staring at the wall.
Yeah, dude. You start talking in like 3-word answers max. Like, yes, that'll be fine.
It's like when pigs become like feral and turn into a fucking. Start growing tusks and like,
dude,
fur.
if I wake up at like 5:30, I'm like, fuck it, I'm up, my day started. Before I would kind of linger around in bed, be like, let me see if she's awake, and now I just pop right up. And that's another one. They're like, lay back down. You're like, oh, for what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If we're not doing anything, I'm going to work on my laptop.
that is the that is fascinating. That lay around in bed, letting the morning go because you're hoping that she'll wake up at some point and just be in the mood.
That's my prime time. It's a morning. She's a morning gal. So it's like nighttime, she's shattered. She's like going to bed.
Yeah.
Morning is like, when I can really get her going.
Right.
But now I just get up and I go.
Before the devil knows you're dead. The situation.
I get up and go, you awake? She's like, no. I go, well, bye.
Morning, though, is also dangerous because it's easy to stop dating if you're getting it in the morning, because you don't have to get dressed up for that. You don't have to, you know what I mean? And even now,
not even brush your teeth.
Yeah, it's just like, and then you're not going to get dressed afterwards. Like I've already achieved everything in life that I wanted today at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I'm done.
There's no reason to do anything else.
Yeah, but
I don't even need to go to work. I already got late.
Yeah, I'm done. I feel like that will set, for me, it would, I'm bad. I'm trying to get better with this, with like the married dates. Like, we haven't been on a date in a while. It's like, we're done dating. We're done with that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's just me being autistic. I'm like, I need to get in my office and write. And
yeah.
Like,
and
we need to go out.
The minute you try to reintroduce it, you don't even like it anymore. Because it's like as older, especially as married couple trying to date, it's like then we have to deal with shit like parking and it's just like so many reasons to not do it once you stop doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's only reservations 8 p.m. I'm like, I'm done. I can't do that. Let's do a 5:30 dinner. Come back, let the babysitter off.
It's also, I don't know, going out to dinner. I don't like being in a room with other people out to dinner.
Like a restaurant?
Yeah. You know
On
what I mean?
Valentine's
you're
Day.
Yeah, dude.
That's like the worst. I've
Yes.
gone out on Valentine's Day with her like a few years ago, and it's just like couples that have just met, like pulling the chair out for each other. and I'm like, all right, man, fucking relax.
Take it easy.
Take it easy, dude. Take it easy.
Right. You're not better than me.
And you're like, yeah, it's the word. You're sitting at the bar because you didn't make a reservation in time.
Yeah.
Everyone else is at an actual table.
Yeah, I fucked up this year. I totally put it off to the last minute and tried to do a last minute thing. I'm like, there's like a food hall we can go to. There's many different options.
Just the UT cafeteria.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better with the dates. I gotta get better.
Valentine's Day. I don't think Terry Black's will be packed.
It's like many options. It's pretty cool. It's a mall food court. You can go shopping afterwards.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to get much better with that.
Well, it's
but-
also the dates feel. I don't know. Dates feel unnatural. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They only feel weird because I've talked to you all day.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
I think dates, you're being fake on a date. And now if you're married, you're real. So it's like, I'm not turning on the fake thing.
Yeah.
Now. Like, what are we going to do, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Be like, yeah, I come from a big family. What else? Yeah, it's just us talking about our kids.
Right,
And both being like, fuck, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
And we have like 2 drinks and eat dinner and we're like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm taking her out for her birthday this weekend. Have a nice
Oh,
little
that'd
trip.
be nice.
Yeah,
What do
nice
you?
little trip.
Anything?
Big birthday season.
We're going to
talk
Napa.
about?
We're taking her to Napa.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It'll be cool.
You know, like, let's go get fucked up.
Yeah. Get
Immediate
hammered.
fight.
It's in the cards. It's in the fucking cards.
It's just 2 beers is all it takes to just rip the veneer off.
Yeah, we're fighting. We'll be in the back of like one of those little party vans, just be like, "What the fuck? No, you just.
Why did I
fucking-
do this?
Why the fuck did you say that shit to me in the
Yeah.
fucking place?" Yeah, it'll be,
Yeah, shit starts coming up from years or weeks ago.
or it goes the other way, or it's just like totally lovey dovey. It can go either way. When the alcohol kicks in, that's when if you're like 9-10 days deep, it comes out. You're like, don't even fucking touch me anymore. I saw this thing online. The guy said, if you're not giving me blowjobs, you think I'm a beta and you hate me secretly. And you've secretly been, what's it called, lily pad hopping. You're just fucking lily pad hopping to get to a high target alpha male.
It is funny. It is funny in their minds that it's like a girl does want to suck a dick
That's what they were saying.
at all times.
Yeah, obviously.
So if they're not sucking your dick, they're thinking about another dick to suck. Is their logic?
Yeah. I mean, or what I think that could be like,
There's no way they could just be living their lives.
yeah. There's no way they can just be content and be like, thank God I don't have to suck a guy's dick anymore.
Right.
I'm on the account. I'm on the mortgage. I don't have to suck a guy's dick anymore. This is heaven. Yeah, I'm like for real trying to work my way into like kind of asexuality.
Yeah.
I heard you talking about this. I saw a clip of you talking about asexuality.
What'd you say? Into what?
Asexual is when it's just
Just
like,
being non. Yeah.
I mean, it'll never happen because it's like I'm still a red-blooded guy. Like
I
it builds
know.
up quick in me.
That's why I wonder what it was to be like one of those eunuchs back in the day.
So sick.
Like where like a king would just like castrate a dude and then be
Yeah.
like, all right, now you stay and hang out with my wife and keep her company while I'm on the road conquering shit. And
See, that would
nice.
suck. It's the choice. Being able to like the total denial of sexual desire does seem like it's like the ultimate power.
You'd be so clear. That's why they were like the advisors. Like they were like the most trusted advisor. You'd be like, bro, hit me with like a clear.
It's so funny.
And like, dude, you're just trying to fuck the
You just
princess in
always-
Siberia. And you're like, you're right. You're right. I don't have to go invade that place. You're right.
I live in a state of total post-nut clarity.
It's literally no nut clarity. Complete just like, you know what? Is that really necessary? Like, yeah, I'm just spinning out, dude. I'm gonna go. It's like every time they're probably like, "You're sire. I think you should just go rub one out. I think you'll feel it." Yeah, good call.
So funny, a guy being like, "Guys are nuts." It's like, well, maybe we should hire a woman advisor. No. Just get a guy, cut his dick off. That's what we need.
Yeah. Like, maybe we shall consult with the Duchess. It's like, dude, relax. We'll figure this out. That, and I think that was like an esteemed position. So if you just got conquered, and they like cut your dick off, dudes would be like, lucky. You were just headed to be like a galley slave. You're like, dude, for real, cut my dick off. Just the bottom of a boat for your whole life. Just
rowing.
It's the way you come in and show your loyalty. Sir, I'm here to serve you forever.
I wonder if you get phantom,
just tucked
phantom boners. Like
phantom limb syndrome.
Yeah. Or like they at least dream that they still have a dick.
Wake
you
up
know
and
what I
you're
mean?
like,
I feel like at that point your nipples would just get really hard. Your nipples would just stick out. But I don't think you would even really protect. Like, you wouldn't have a lot of testosterone. I don't think at that point.
I don't know, but you still got to be. I don't know, right? You still got to be able to feel it. In a dream situation, you could have like having a wet dream with no.
Have you ever seen your dick in a dream?
No.
I don't think I ever have. It's crazy.
No. Which is weird too, because remember as a kid you would have like those like
other people have seen my dick in a dream.
Like I have this one where like my whole elementary school points and laughs. Stage.
So yeah, I've never seen my dick in a dream. They say you don't see cell phones in dreams typically. It's very rare to see a cell phone in a dream.
Yeah. But I've just started dreaming again. I think it's because I've reduced my weed intake, and man, I've been having nightmares, like full on nightmares.
Comes back hard, yeah.
Yeah, man. But
I had that. I went through a run of that. I went on like a 3-day bender watching baseball games, and then I came back, and I like six nights in a row had every bullshit dream you could have. Damn. Teeth falling out. Falling off a cliff,
naked,
stuck in a wedge, naked.
Stuck in a wedge sucks. I've done that.
Yeah,
I've done stuck in a wedge where it's like almost like a lucid dream, and it like fucking. I'm like trapped under a staircase, being like, "Dude, get me the fuck out of here."
Yeah, it sucks. Covered in bees. It was covered in bees.
You're just waking up and watching the Phillies again the next day. It's like,
dude, it was so sad.
What's a 3-day baseball bender like? That sounds kind of nice.
It was fucking awesome. My lady accidentally bought tickets to the entire like college baseball regional final, and so there was,
so this was live.
Yeah. So I live right next to the baseball stadium, so we would just wake up, walk over to the baseball stadium, start drinking, watching like Houston Christian versus University of Texas San Antonio. It was great.
I thought you were in front of the tube.
What?
I thought you were in front of the tube. I thought you were going like full pop-up mode. I'm like, that's powerful.
No. We were going to the game, just getting hammered.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was great.
I like that.
But then, the dreams afterwards. Normally I'll get crazy dreams, but this was just like straight out of the textbook.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Teeth falling out's bullshit. I get teeth falling out, jumping and floating. That's a cool one I get every now and again where I can jump and like hover in the air.
Yeah.
Or just somehow like jump and then like fly like I'm like a plastic bag. I get those a lot where I can jump and it's kind of like, and I'm like showing everyone, I'm like, dudes, I knew I could do this.
That's
and
crazy.
I fly around.
I feel like flying is the hardest thing to do in a dream.
I fly. I do. Yeah. I get like not like pure flight, but I can jump and I can like float my body over buildings and come back down. It's like really realistic. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm coming down hard, and I'm able to like. It's pretty cool.
It does feel like a measure of your confidence.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like somewhere in your brain, you're still going, there's no way I could actually fly, but I'll sail along like a bag. In the wind. It's like I am doing it.
Just my brain telling me I'm just drifting pointlessly through life.
Yeah. I've had those because I've never flown in a dream ever, but I've tried. I do the same. I jump super high, but then I just come back down. Then I wake up and I'm like, it was a fucking dream and I couldn't fly.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
Time for
disappointed.
Time for the clean Raiders to play. We had a motherfucking hour. All right, let's stop and slide in the Patreon.
All right, word.